made melody beats.
if it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science. It doesn't make a difference how beautiful your guess is. It doesn't make a difference how smart you are who made the guess or what his name is. If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Vanko. I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. I'm a baddie, she bad, but she totally nice. Nails are blue and her toes feel like white. Det kunne blive lige med charter, der så for my lag. He knew it for sure, but he left with a why.
What is up, party people? Yesterday was a fun one. We'll see if we can get that going on today. Not much to, not much to really talk about. I just wanted to go live because I got the time and I said I would. There have been a few things that have happened. Just, me running around, going through the different YouTube sites and live streams that are going on. Heard an interesting conversation over at, damn it, I don't say it the first time. It's not going to be right the second or the fifth. Nachikita, there we go, over his channel. The link to that was in the last live stream. I think I wanted to go over a clip. Not 100% sure if I do, then I'll end up putting it in the description. But he was talking to Z. I don't know who Z is. I mean, I do now, obviously. But I didn't know who Z was before. Apparently, a lot of people have talked to him. I don't know who he is. I've only heard him one time over at Nachikita's. And then, a couple times somewhere else. But nothing, I've never had a conversation with him. But supposedly he's a flat earther. He's been around a long time. I know he knows this stuff because I've heard him have conversations. I've just never talked to him. But I am definitely interested in a debate with him. I don't know where it would be. I'd like it to be here. I'd like to stream it at least, but we'll see. He's an interesting dude. Seems real cool. I don't think it'd be a disrespectful thing from his end. Let me see. What up, De Soto? How you doing? It's been a while, my friend. Welcome back. Yeah. So other than that, I don't really have a lot of things to talk about. I'm sure things can happen. Let me get her in here. Good afternoon, Tex. How are you doing today?
Well, how are you?
I am doing quite well now that my day is free. I had to go do a bunch of pouring. What's that?
You had to do a bunch of what?
Pouring? I had to go over to mother-in-law's and pour it.
Okay. Pouring. Yes. Pouring.
Someone's mind is running in the gutter today.
It's been in the gutter. No, I lost my glasses, so I can't see shit. So if I'm making funny faces, that's why, because I can't see shit.
I always found that to be funny. When someone who wears glasses loses their glasses, shouldn't they have a backup pair of glasses to find said glasses?
So funnily enough, I had a backup pair, but guess what happened?
You lost them?
I lost them.
So what you need is you need a third pair.
I swear to God, I set them down for a split fucking second and they're gone.
Does it frustrate you that they could be right in front of your face right now and you just don't see them?
Absolutely. It frustrates me beyond no end.
I would be frustrated because I see, here's the thing. So I don't wear glasses, but I have glasses for, those moments, those very rare moments when I'm reading something. I don't wear them on my live stream because I don't need them to see the fucking screen. And I don't need them to read stuff on my live stream because I have you. But now there's a problem.
I don't
Because,
have my glasses.
yeah, because I didn't have anything planned for you to read, but suddenly I feel inspired to read a lot today.
Lovely. I
So
will
I
do
feel
my
like
best.
I'm just saying, I feel like people would love to hear you try to read because you can't find your glasses.
I bet you a whole schmeckle that I can read better without my glasses than you can with them.
Oh, we're gonna find out. Just because of that comment alone.
Because you get frustrated when you have to like sound out a word and you're just like, Tex, read the fucking
Yeah, because
shit
the
to me.
word should be easy. The English language is fucking stupid. And I slept a lot of that part of high school.
Fair enough. Yeah, I slept in math class, so
But I'm good at math.
that's why I'm here now, ain't it?
Yeah. You got school starting. I was thinking,
Yes.
I told you that. So what do you think about that? I think that's actually a good idea, just in general, right? Because we got Totoro, and Totoro is like our tutor, fucking master tutor for everything. So I was thinking, why not? Like, typically it would probably be late at night, and it'd be just a situation where like you're not the smartest. That sounded so fucked up. What I said,
No, it's totally fine. I am not
but
the most educated in a wide variety of things, Sean.
neither am I. But when I said it, I was like, that probably stung a lot. I'm not taking it back. I said it out loud on the live stream. So it was weird that
You
I
know
said
how
it.
I feel about stuff like that. You're good.
That's why I'm not taking it back. So, but I was thinking like, wait, are you not doing physics?
Not this year, no. This year I have Comp 2, business speech, federal government, and psych. I think are the 4 I'm doing this year. So
Yeah,
all book heavy stuff. No brain power involved. Just
What,
the
you need
power of
brain power
gabbing, and
to-
Lord knows I have that. So
Well, hey, now you have a platform where you could do it. So
yeah,
if you
that's
have like
true.
presentations on crap, you could do it here. We can laugh at you. You get used to people laughing at you, and we'll laugh at you some more. It'll be fun.
I think you will find I'm quite proficient at my PowerPoint presentations. I've never
Oh
been
God,
laughed off of a stage before.
I do remember you like your fucking PowerPoint presentations.
I love PowerPoint.
You and Totoro, God, you're just so. Ah.
PowerPoint and Excel, man. I
Yeah,
flex
well,
hard with the. I'm a visual basic bitch. Like,
well, see, that's the thing. So am I, but and here's the worst part because I really, really love editing. I love editing, but it takes patience and you have to sit down and you have to focus on it. The problem
yeah,
for me is for me to focus on things, I need stuff in my ear. Do you know how hard it is to edit video with people talking in your fucking ear? It's very difficult.
try
And
doing a MATLAB code while people are yelling at you to do stenography for their bullshit flat Earth arguments.
that just happened. And I'm going to tell everyone what that meant. I'm going to tell everyone what that meant because it will show you she's full of shit. So we're just hanging out in MMM Discord server. And suddenly we hear this. I hope this doesn't fuck something up.
Oh, here, hold on. I'll here, hold up.
Yeah. This is during a conversation. People are just talking, and it's just what it is. And then suddenly you just start hearing, just click, 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 and it's like, what the fuck is that? So then we go, who is that? And everyone's like, Tex, and she goes, it's me, and it's like, okay, what the fuck
It's a
are you doing?
typewriter keyboard. It's meant to be clicky.
Yes, I understand that. But
It makes
the
me feel like
problem,
I'm being productive.
yeah, the thing is this, because now I'm gonna finish the story of why I don't know why you just blamed us for that. Was so fucked up. We're having a conversation and we hear it and we're like, what the fuck are you doing? Can you mute yourself? And she's like, but I'm Storgonog or whatever the fuck you call it.
No,
She's
remember because Marty was like, "Ooh, are we having like an ASMR moment?"
yeah, and then keep going. And then what did you tell us you were doing?
Then I said I was recording the conversations. Yeah, that
Okay.
I
So
was
and
practicing my typewriting.
here's the best part. She was actually doing it because we had to read it back. It was fucking funny as hell. So when she just said that we made her, she's lying. She did that shit. She didn't just do it once, right? This was not just one conversation. It was another time where we were just like, do it. And then she was like, okay, click, 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 click. Yeah, don't let her fool you guys. She does this weird
Sean's
shit
the
on her.
reason I failed physics. I'm just letting y'all know right now. It's Sean's fault. Sean made me fail physics
Oh, okay. How did I make you fail physics?
because you made me procrastinate.
Okay, here we go again. Another.
All your fault. 100%.
Oh, that you know what? I have to now say that's not true, because for one, it would be bad on me, right? It would look like I'm an asshole for like teaching you physics, or you're the idiot who came to
No,
me for physics.
God bless the poor people that were trying to teach me physics in
Yeah,
our freaking
exactly.
tutor
Well,
channel. Those poor guys,
yeah. So
they gave
let's
it the college try for sure.
let's clarify this. I am not the reason you failed physics. Let
No,
me teach you guys something, because this is what
but
happens.
you
I
helped.
wake up. No, stop that. I I'd wake. I'd get online and I'd go to Discord and an MMM server, and text would show up. And she's already told us this is usually study time. So sometimes it'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? And
Well,
she
so
would
okay,
pop up.
but
Oh,
I'm
no,
like you
stop,
though,
stop, stop,
Sean.
stop, 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 stop. So then we'll be like, well, what are you doing here? And she goes, I have questions. And I'm like, that makes sense. There's smart people here. So then she shares screen and she shows what she's doing. And then it just paused. Like there's nothing happening on the share screen. And we're like, Tex, what are you doing? And she goes, playing Minecraft.
Don't call me out like that. No,
Yeah,
there was
you called me out. No, yeah.
if you have ever seen the way that I actually study though, Sean, you would be like, "Oh my god, this poor woman definitely needs her ADHD medication." Because
Well,
Demon
I know
Stride
how
has
you
seen
study.
me.
I know how you study. This is exactly what happens. She puts it because she has 3 screens. She's not just staring at one screen. So one screen has her schoolwork. One screen has Discord. The other screen has whatever game of choice that she has chosen for that day, because it's not always Minecraft, and it is an on-occurring thing. I can't believe you blame me for failing physics. So yeah, it's like Minecraft. What else was there?
Among Us.
Some Dig It, Among Us.
Among Us.
Uh,
Dig Dug. Don't you dare disrespect Dig Dug.
yeah. I'm not
Don't you
disrespecting
dare.
any of these games. They're fun. No, Minecraft is stupid. I don't care about that. But I did not make you fail physics. I mean, there's a lot of things you could say I distracted you from doing, but
Look,
physics is
I
not one
had
of
some help, okay? It ain't like I did all this by myself.
them. Wait, what? Yeah,
It takes
who
two.
turned on the? It it does. It does. Okay. So
All
what are
right,
we
no.
doing
Okay,
today?
serious business.
Wait,
Though.
what?
What are
All
we
seriousness.
arguing today?
I don't know. I told you. Oh, you weren't here for it. I came on and I told you earlier. I have no clue. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I just go hit that live stream button and a blank. I have pure blank. Like right now, I barely remember what we talked about, except for the fact that Travis was upset and Right the Hand is an asshole. That's all I can remember. But I like Right the Hand because, believe it or not, Right the Hand is
Good
100%
content?
nicer. Oh, good content, but he's different than he was back in the day. Because remember, this isn't new to me. I used to live stream. I live streamed 4 years ago, and he was part of it. Like he came to my stream, my panels, and everything. And me and him were like oil and water when we talked. It was just us talking at the same time nonstop, a million times worse than it was yesterday. He was a million times worse back then than he is yesterday. He has improved. So I do appreciate him being, I meant that. And but I fucking hate that I live in experience. We could talk about that. That whole, we live in experience. Oh shit. You know what? You guys may be in for a treat because 99% of you probably, anyone that's in the chat right now, can you do me if, you know what I found, Tex? See, here's some more ADD for you. I didn't know I could do this. And I'm upset I didn't know I could do this. All these 29 live streams, which I figured out today, is I could do this. And I didn't know I could start fucking polls in my fucking chat. Never.
Serious.
I had no fucking clue. I would be doing this all the time. This is going to be one of 75 of them I do. This is insane to me.
75? 75
I'm going to do 75 different polls today just because I found out this exists. Craziest thing in the world. But Slick James. So while we're talking, let me see if I could find.
No relation to Slick Rick, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know if okay, here's the thing.
It was a
have
stupid
been
joke. I'm sorry.
It was actually really bad. Really fucking bad. I have probably 7 years worth of recordings in my external drive from everything from my live streams to servers to other live streams, panels that I was on when it wasn't live. I would say if I could give it a number, which I probably could, I probably have over 500 gigabytes worth of recordings from 7 years ago. And that's just random talking. And luckily, I labeled some of them. And I remember seeing a few days ago, a bunch of them called Slick James. Now, let me explain who Slick James is. Slick James is a old dude, fucking black dude from fucking the East Coast. And he only deals with experience. He doesn't have any beliefs. You may believe he believes, but Slick James does not have beliefs. He only deals with experience. So that
like
means
an
if you
unhinged beer man.
no, beer man is good. No. You're gonna see.
But beer man's kind of that same premise, right? Like he wants to find out for himself. So he goes and does his own experiments.
Okay, so yesterday, write the hand. You know how every time we would say something that was external of us doing it, he would say, it's just faith. It's just a belief. What that is it's called, it's actual thing. It's called dealing with experience. It's a life without belief. It's a real thing. You can look it up on YouTube. It's an actual thing. The only difference between Write the Hand and Slick James is Slick James is good at it. Slick James could have a 5-hour debate with this mindset. Write the Hand lasted about 3 seconds. I think the second he started that shit, I said something. The goal of I Only Deal with Experiences is to get you to understand that your belief, your now faith, is only in your head and not even reality. Because someone that deals with experience only lives in true reality. So when we were talking about atoms, when we were talking about isotopes from the nuclear stuff, the reason to Write the Hand that those aren't arguments that Totoro was giving is because you don't see those things. You don't experience an isotope when I go walk around. And because of that, it's all the same thing as if you're trying to say you're getting your information out of a Bible. He literally compares the Bible with the science because of that reason. So, but Slick James is good at it. So let me see if I can find this. The hard part is getting through all this and hoping I see it. Like, I don't think you guys understand. I'm going to give you a preview into what I have to go. When you guys have ever heard me go, let me find a file real quick, I want you guys to understand what I mean by, why did I do that? That's not what I wanted to share. See, remember I told you,
Be
after
careful
all those
sharing
years,
things.
nope, I have nothing to worry about. The only thing I would have had to worry about is the file part, but I'm in the place I need to be with the files. What is up, Totoro? How you doing, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm trying to find. I'll just do the entire window. Okay, so this is like a small chunk. Somewhere in these is what I'm looking for. So
Well, don't
finding
ask me
it,
to look for you. I can't see shit.
that's funny to me. It is really fucking funny. I wish you guys understood how much crap I have in these files. And one day I plan on playing. I'm going to release so much of this shit. A lot of it's from so far back in the day that a lot of people that are still around wouldn't want me to fucking play it.
So
Ooh, I
Sean
know what I
Smith
want.
asked if that's what you believe as well.
Which part?
I believe
Experience?
the part about sense perception not being reality.
No. I believe that there are things. Okay, well, absolutely not. And here's why. I'm going to give you the blanket reason, and then I'm going to explain why. I 100% believe there are other dimensions. I 100% believe that there are things in our reality that are happening in our reality that we as humans just can't see. My evidence for that would be something like the way bees see ultraviolet light, but we can't. It doesn't mean the ultraviolet light isn't there. It's that we just can't perceive it. I honestly feel that there is a other side or something in our reality that yet we have figured out how to perceive yet.
Fair enough.
All right. So I see some stuff labeled slick. That's how I'm trying to see how long they are. Not too bad. So let's pull these up. Oh, that's why that came up. I get it now.
Oh my God, I cannot see.
Yeah, you don't have glasses. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, but I mean, the screen's like 5, not even like 2.5 feet away from me, if that.
That's funny though. The fact that you can't see a screen right there. It's like you need glasses or something.
Fuck off.
All right. I'm going to
Rude.
give this a couple more seconds. Oh, that's what I was going to say. There is an upload in here that I am going to play eventually. It's Jose's last conversation. Eventually. Jose's last conversation as a flat earther to QE. You don't know who QE is, so it won't make any sense to you, but to him it does.
All of it
A
goes
lot of people
straight
don't.
up your mouth.
I apologize, people. I'm trying to find some Slick James stuff, so it's going to give me a second. I only got like one more folder to look through.
Gosh, Sean, get it together.
I have got it together. That's why I have at least a place to look. Okay. Oh, that's what it's going to be. Jose. Yeah, Jose. I already said that, didn't I? All right. Let's give you some Slick James. Okay. I know you can't hear that because I didn't set it up for it. But yeah, so anyone who doesn't know Slick James, this guy only deals in experiences. He does not have beliefs. You're probably going to hear him say it 1,000 times. I'm probably going to play a few minutes of this. It's actually 28 minutes. So we may end up getting through it throughout the whole stream if you guys want me to. But other than that, just enjoy a little bit of Slick James. He is the East Coast old school black guy sounding dude. You can't miss him. His name's fucking Slick James. Fuck. Okay, how about
See
this?
if you can understand this. See
Oh,
if you
go
can
ahead, Slick.
understand this. If it's always now, how could it have ever been?
Here's the funny part.
Okay,
It's like you
okay,
can't
I
even
can get.
perceive what is now.
I can answer this. Ready?
Oh, okay.
Slick, were you born now or then?
I was born now.
No, that's impossible, Slick.
Okay,
You're
so
not
are
born
you
now.
saying that? Okay, hold on. Then hold on.
Wait,
Let me ask
Slick.
you this:
You
you
slick dog. I
saying?
see
Hold
exactly
on.
what you're
Let me
doing.
ask.
I see what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay. I get you motherfucker.
Slick loves to play games.
If we
I
have
love you,
to,
Slick.
if we have to define the scale of your now,
This is just so stupid.
See what I
it's
mean?
fucking
He's got to do
fun.
it.
No,
The thing
Lewis,
is-
it literally
Listen,
is just
hold
fun.
on, hold on.
It's
Check
fun
this out.
conversation.
It's okay. Now hold on. It's always
No,
now.
this
Now,
guy
if
is
it's-
just
if it's-
mentally
Dude,
handicapped.
Okay, well,
you
you don't
see,
have
Sean,
to
this
be
is what I was
here, Louis.
talking about. He has a different definition for now.
Okay, well,
And he
hold
loves
on.
to
Just
redefine
see
words.
if you can refute this. Now, if it's always now, when I was born, that had to be now, correct?
That means that you exist in all places that you've ever been simultaneously.
Now you get it.
It was a now many years ago. Sure.
What do you talk? See, now you're talking about the difference between now and your understanding of time. Those are two different.
See what I mean? You have
Okay.
your own
I mean,
definition slip.
that
was the
isn't your
entire point.
understanding of time, that it flows?
No, your time flows. Now doesn't flow. It's
No,
always
no.
now.
I'm asking you, Slick, do you think time flows?
Your time flows, but now doesn't.
Okay, so if Slick, if time flows, then you understand it necessarily means you have to think of it as that there is a then and there is a now and
Let
there's
me see if I can find a
future.
better part.
Said different people, we sit back and we have conversations about things. We're just having a conversation. I'm not
Oh, no, I
trying to
get it.
get
I
you
get
to
it.
do anything.
Yeah, we're
No,
telling you,
just
we're
talk.
telling you that your car is shit. That's what we're telling you.
No, I only got here like 3 minutes ago, I think. You know.
No, I don't
Well,
mind
let
a
me-
show
Let me
Malibu.
catch you up. It's
I'll agree.
always now. Now is always. It's
Can we
now
use
doesn't
the
have
word
a past.
minutes ago,
Now
then
doesn't
that is
have
not
a
now.
future. Now doesn't have any modifiers. Okay.
If
I
the guys,
totally agree.
if you guys don't like the word now, you could use the word presently.
Sure. Yeah, you could use whatever synonym you want. The concept is the very same.
I mean, this guy
So
is just
present.
Option as humans.
at a certain
Louis,
point.
I know you want
At
to
a certain point.
I know you want to derail it, Louis.
At a certain point, you just have to ask yourself, what
Louis, why do you
fuck am
keep
I doing?
wanting to derail? Why do you keep derailing it, Louis? You don't have to put your mic on.
You could talk to Lewis a little while.
I know, but I want to ask you. No, I want to ask you, the guy with the green in his avatar. Do you
Sure.
understand spirit? Do you understand?
Well, sort of. I mean, everyone has a kind of a different idea of what the spirit is and what spirituality is.
Okay,
So,
well, what is? Not spirituality. We're talking spirit. Tell me what spirit is, or what's your idea?
Are you saying spirituality is
I
divorced
said
from
not
spirit?
spiritual.
Yeah, let's get into
Yeah,
some more
yes.
overly
About-
real view from
I'm
a
talking
fucking
about
moron.
spirit.
Pedantic, isn't it?
I'm only talking
That's
about.
so pedantic.
Okay.
Spirit is just something that is. It has nothing to do with people, possessing it or not. It just is. So that's the difference.
Has
Trying
nothing
to
to
find
do
some
with
good
your
stuff.
spirit. So
Okay, well, let's.
I can't really say that though,
Let's see if the
because
next one.
according
I'll try this
Well,
one.
he asked you first, what is gravity? Do you have a response to that?
Well, yeah. What is What is it? That's what I'm asking. What is it?
You can state you don't know. You don't have to be
Well,
selfish.
no,
Certain
I'm
questions.
Let me
stating.
rephrase that question. Slick, I'm going to rephrase the question. I'm not going to ask you what is gravity. I'm going to ask you if my phone slipped out of my hand, why did it fall and it hit the ground? That's a good question. People call it gravity. How do you want to call it, and why is that happen? Why did that happen? You should know.
Okay,
You
no
have a
problem. I can
different idea.
tell you. There's no problem. Where did your phone come from?
No, I'm asking you the question, and then you ask the question. Please
No,
tell me
because
the
I'm telling
situation,
you, I'm
and
telling
then-
you. You asked me, how did your phone get to the ground? And I'm telling you, where did your phone come from? Your phone came from the ground.
No, it came from your pocket.
Yeah.
How did it get to your pocket?
From the
I'm
table.
not talking about yesterday. I'm not talking about when I bought it or where did it come from. I'm talking about today. That I grab it in the morning, I got it in my pocket, and it just late at night, it fell off my hand. So it's been on me for all this time. Yeah, I got it.
It doesn't
I'm not
matter
talking
how
about this
long.
morning.
It doesn't matter, Jose. It doesn't matter how long. You can pick something up and put it on the shelf. It can stay there for a year. Now, when it goes back a year, hold on. I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
I
When
put
it
it in my
goes back,
pocket. I grab it off the floor. I grab it off the shelf. I put it. Yeah, I got a lot of energy on me, and I'm holding the phone, and it fell in my hand. What is gravity? Why did it fall? Right?
like I said, I was trying to explain it to you. When you pick that phone up, okay, half the action is you picking it up and putting it wherever you put it. Now, you could put it there, could sit there for 3 years, and then all of a sudden somebody comes and drops it back.
Yeah, I got it on
That's
my
the
pocket. I picked it up this morning, and I got it on me all the time on my hand. And then it just slipped out of my hands, and it fell. All right, why did it fall? Well, how did you fall it?
What do you mean, how did it fall?
How do we determine when a cycle is paused?
What happened? What happened there? Is it
How
a
do we
force?
determine when it starts, paused,
magnetism?
and ends?
What is going on? You know, why it didn't float in the air or it went up or to the side? It just had to go down to the floor.
Where did it? Because that's where it came from. It came from the ground. Your phone.
Anyway,
where did the ground come from?
It's been fun, but now it's becoming impossible. This is a complete
now I
waste
got
of
another
time,
situation.
and I can't
Right,
waste my time any longer.
hey,
Thank you.
Okay, it came from the
Goodbye.
ground. Hey, let me continue here. Give me a few minutes. So it came from the ground. Perfect. I want to try this. So now I picked it up on the ground, and then it went back to where it come from. Now, for some miracle thing, it's a little earthquake. The earth opens right there, and the phone keep going down. Fucking A, and I see it burning when I go pop. What the fuck happened there? The phone don't come from down there. It came from higher up from the floor. Now explain to me.
Right. Now you're only talking about half the cycle. So the ground, so the earth, the phone is sitting on the ground and an earthquake happens and it goes down. Now that's half the cycle. In order to get that phone back up to the level it was at that same level of ground, that would be the other half of the cycle.
Hey, fucking man, I have to interrupt you because you just proved my point when I say, I asked the person C, which is Slick, what the fuck is gravity? Gravity is half of the cycle. Slick, James Johnson, 2019. Thank you very much. I'll fucking know myself.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I ain't said nothing about that.
All you say is gravity is half of a cycle. I don't know.
I didn't say gravity was anything. I never said gravity was anything. Stop putting words in my mouth. I did not.
You fucked it up, Slick.
I didn't fuck up anything. I did not say gravity is anything. I said you can only have a complete cycle. You can't have half of a cycle.
How are you making a determination?
You just want to desperately put words in my mouth for some reason.
How are you making a determination that something's a cycle?
Yeah, that's what I asked earlier.
Because of from the beginning, and then once you go back to that same spot.
How do you determine what the beginning is?
Where that piece started at.
And how? But I mean, what defines the piece? I mean, there's multiple things that make up that piece. Are we just going to go to every single infinite possible cycle to come up to that cycle?
Well, I mean, give me a scenario. What are you talking about? Give me something. Just
I mean, we can go back to simply the microphone. There are by your logic, there are an infinite amount of cycles happening for every single piece of that.
I didn't say that. I didn't say an infinite amount of cycles.
Well, no, but your logic implies that.
No, don't stop and worrying about what my logic implies. I'm not implying anything. That's you projecting onto me. Don't do that.
No matter how dumb his statements are.
No, I just asked you, don't project onto me. Don't do that. Just ask.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that if you're saying that, I mean, if you're saying that it comes from the beginning and we just determine what the beginning is, I could say there are an infinite amount of beginnings.
Okay, this is what you're missing. When that microphone is made up of a bunch of different pieces, right? It's made up of wire, plastic, switches, and all of these different things, correct? Now, those things are formulated from where? From things from the ground. Now, am I correct so far? No.
Yes, but also the ground is formulated from things.
Are you going to let me finish?
Yes, okay. Yes, you continue. Continue. My bad.
Thank you. Now, eventually, in enough time, where is all of those pieces that make up that microphone going to go back?
Due to entropy, it's going to end up back where it started. If you're talking about that,
okay, so that's what I'm saying. In other words, that's one cycle for that particular incident. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so it started as rudimentary matter that will become rudimentary matter somewhere in three-dimensional space. That's a worthless statement.
It's not a worthless statement. It's things.
I mean, it doesn't help me define how the object is going to quote unquote fall.
What do you mean how it falls? What are you talking about? But you pick it up. That's how it falls. First, you have to pick it up.
It doesn't give me any
I think it's
information about how it's going to fall.
a
It
better-
just tells it's going to fall.
A better description of how something falls is straight down.
Okay, so how does it get up?
What about
I don't know. However it gets up.
Thank you. So you're only the thing is you're only talking about half of a cycle and you're trying to speak
Alright.
on it like it's a whole. That does not work.
So there's two things that are interesting here. The first one is we don't know exactly what you mean by cycle, and that would be good. I think we should start there. The other one will go off in a completely different direction.
Okay,
You're
no
going to
problem.
answer the
I've
question. You're
already
going to
cleared
this type
that
of
up.
bullshit just to avoid to answer the fucking question on how
Jose,
why
no
in the
see,
fuck
getting
shit
all
fall down.
triggered. Why you
You're
getting so
fucking
triggered,
avoiding-
Jose? Why you
you're
getting so
bullshitting
triggered?
today, Slick.
But why
I'm
you
just
getting so
kidding it, bro.
triggered,
You're so
dude?
full of shit, bro. You can't answer a single point. Nothing personal, bro, but this only arguing, bro, that you just bullshitting not to answer the
Well,
question.
Jose,
And
you
that's
have to
fucked
stop
up.
and think. Maybe what I'm saying is beyond your understanding. Come on, man.
Are you really going to just sit here and say you're smarter than everybody?
Now, what I'm saying is, Lewis, you wanted to get clear on what a cycle was. A cycle is something that has a starting point, and no matter what you do to it, when it goes back to that starting point, that would be a complete cycle.
Right, but
Can you give me a more formal definition of what is a starting point? That'll get us somewhere.
Stop, Goofy.
Whatever
Stop.
example you want to use, just take something and wherever it starts from, and it goes back to that point. That's a complete cycle. I mean, it's not rocket science.
Is it a cycle should repeat though?
It can.
No, it should.
Well, what do you mean it should? What does that mean?
Well, if a cycle doesn't repeat, how is it distinguishable from something that just happens once?
Okay, well then that would be one cycle. You can have one cycle.
Yeah, but you can also have one of any random event that just happens to be a random event.
What are you talking about, Lewis? You sound like you're going off on something. I don't even know what you're
Tear,
talking about. What
a
random
tear
event? What are you
drop out of
talking
your eye. You feel sad and a tear come down. That's it. That's the cycle. It just fall down and it just go away. That's it. That's a cycle. A tear come out of your eye and it fall down. That's a cycle. Why did the tear come down?
That is half of the cycle, Jose.
No. That's the cycle. That's it.
It is not the whole cycle.
You
It is
cry.
not.
Tears come out of you. Tears come out of you. So the tear come down and it fall in the dirt, in the grass or whatever. That's it. It's done. It's a cycle. Go ahead.
That's
Why
half
did
the
it
cycle, Jose.
No,
Yeah, but
then that's
here's-
gravity. That's what you mean. Gravity is half of a cycle. Then you say, I don't know what you're talking about. That's every time I ask you what gravity is, you answer is half of a cycle. I don't know what the fuck do you mean, but that's what you say. You're
All right,
fucking
so-
making no sense today, please.
Well, maybe just because you don't understand, Jose, just take a step back and chill for a minute and bring your temper
No,
down.
I'm gonna
That may
continue until you answer what the fuck, why the fuck shit fall down and you stop bullshitting about these cycles.
I told you, shit falls down because shit was picked up.
So, like, why would it fall down just because it's picked up?
I mean, just like that tear had to get up to your eye.
I don't see how those
have a
two things are connected. Like, just because something moves up, why would that mean it needs to move down?
I have a
Because
question,
that
Slick.
would be the complete of this. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, so let's take a mountain, for example. We know that wind, water can deteriorate rock, basically. Well, we also see in this situation the deterioration of a outcrop of a mountain. That outcrop did not start on the ground, but yet when it does break, it will fall. So the whole idea that it started on the ground and then became here, it putting it some type of energy to make it fall, doesn't work in that situation. So I would ask, how would you explain that fall?
Okay, no problem. How did it get up there in the first place?
Through erosion and
No. Yeah, that's how it got down. I said, how did it get up there in the first place?
Could be many of things. Could be
Well, it's still erosion.
Yeah, no matter what, it's erosion which made it fall, but it didn't start.
No,
on the ground.
erosion
erosion gave it its relative location as well.
Yes, but it doesn't. What he wants to do is then say, okay, well, how does it rise? Okay, well, under the current understanding that I have, I will say that the plates that we live on that move and the volcanic activity would have given just for mountain ranges, or we can say that earthquakes in the plates crushing together are what makes these mountain ranges occur. But then, if that's the case, then you're saying that that rock didn't even start on the ground; it started in the ground.
Well, what you have to understand, Sean, is that even if you're on the top of a mountain, you're still on the ground. It's still the ground. It's all the ground.
Shouldn't that outcrop that then eventually breaks away stay there because that is the ground?
Oh,
I'm not following.
I feel like this conversation is just it lacks any curiosity.
I could do the whole damn stream like that. But,
please don't.
Yeah. I figured after a while it's going to get repetitive, which they usually do with them. Yeah, but that's Slick James. He's a special one. But someone did bring something up in the chat that I am highly interested in. And we have even better news because while that was going on, someone found her glasses. I didn't know if you had heard about this, Totoro. Did you hear about China bringing back helium-3 from the moon?
No. Good on them.
Yep. My question, I haven't. Yes, Fred. Actually, Slick didn't like talking to me too often because rather than having an argument with Slick, this is going to sound so weird. What I did is after the second time ever fucking talking to Slick, and finding out he's one of these experienced people, I went on YouTube and I just fucking searched debunk experiences only. Because it's a philosophical debate. To get really caught up on this, Totoro would hate him so much. He is what you call a philosopher. He called himself a philosopher. His whole reason for being around was to bounce philosophies off people's brains and watch them crumble. And that's all he did. So once I fucking looked up how to debunk that shit, every conversation at the end was like that. Because I used to just let him go because I knew what I was going to say was going to put him in a track and he'd act a certain way. So yeah, it's actually something you can go look up about debunking it. It frustrates right to hand when I ask him questions the same way I would ask like James questions because it's literally just as easy as this. How do you verify your experiences? That's it. Everything he says, all you got to do is ask how they verify those things because verification can only happen at that moment. So does a trees don't fall when you're not looking? Shit like that. Just it becomes an impossible argument for them. But yeah, that's why I wanted to do it because right to hand definitely is trying to play that game, but Slicks was so much better at it. So much. But back to what we were saying. I want to find out more about this helium-3 because I think this, what link was I looking at? Oh, there it is. Because I want to know, it's really not important how much they bring back, right? I think the most important part about it is the fact that they were able to find it, extract it, and get it back here. I think that's the highlight of it.
I don't think there was much specific extraction going on. It's pretty well known that there's some amount of helium-3 in lunar regolith. It's just a matter of really just scooping it up, putting it in a box, and flying it back to Earth.
Wait, so you're saying that they randomly scooped moon dust and found trace amounts?
Yes. It's not very prevalent. No.
I guess it'd be important to know how much they brought back, huh?
The thing is, we have such sensitive detectors that even if they brought back, only a few 100,000 atoms, which is less than a picogram, we would be able to detect it.
It says a bunch of big words. colorless, transparent crystal. Also, Chinese claim that the new mineral contains. Okay, so they found a mineral up there. It'd be so much easier if we had someone.
I mean, it's
who
not
was
it's
touted
not
to read.
entirely it's not entirely uniformly distributed, right? There's going to be some amount of geology on the moon, and
Yeah.
some deposits are probably going to be more rich. Some are probably more depleted. So they probably the good thing that they did is find where they are most likely or highly likely to find it in the deposit or on the surface, and scooped it up and brought it back. That's good.
Yeah, it says the crystal was exceedingly tiny, about 1/10 the size of a human hair. The new mineral is immense interest of lunar geologists. The helium-3 that it contains has the potential to change the world. I don't see how many. I kind of scanned through this. I don't see how many samples they had, but
You'd have to probably, if they publish a research paper, the quantities and the prevalences are going to be in that paper. So it'd be like however many parts per billion we have found, or what we estimate the abundance is.
because the reason I asked is so like if they brought 5 samples back, and 4 of those samples had trace I want to say this correctly, trace isotopes.
Yeah.
Okay, of helium-3.
Yeah.
I would say that means there's quite a bit of helium-3 on the moon.
Well, I mean, the moon has a lot of surface area, so presumably yes. But the thing about making a mining operation practical is you have to have certain abundances, because even, you might say that there are millions and millions of tons of the stuff. If it is so finely distributed and so low concentration, the amount of moon surface you have to basically sift through to get useful amounts is just not practicable.
It's like trying to mine for platinum.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, it's actually any earth moving situation, because I've done a lot of construction, almost 35 years, almost 30 years. And we actually find this situation where we'll find like what we call shell. We'll find this shell material. We call it DG, in California at least. And we would find these pockets. Well, they're not pockets. It's more like a sliver. It's a line. If we found, fucking 1,000 tons, it'd be worth it to us. But if that 1,000 tons is over fucking 100 acres, it's no longer worth it to us. We don't want to go run around skimming fucking 2 inches of ground off everywhere. So yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So imagine doing that, except also on the moon. It's just not. Yeah. The abundance has to be a certain level for it to be practical to extract, and then it's really a question of, okay, how much money are you willing to spend to get at it?
Well, see that, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, because them finding that on the moon isn't just oh look, we found this. It is a big deal. Because that is it's a very big factor to what we're looking for, especially because I think scientists are saying there's almost nothing here. Like it may be able to be found, but nothing in quantity.
Yeah. Yeah, so the natural abundance of helium-3 on Earth, in terms of like the proportion of helium that you find, is 0.000137%. And that's of the helium you find, of which there isn't much to begin with.
Now, okay, so here's the question: what happens if we run out of helium?
Issues. I mean, we're unlikely to ever run out completely, but it'd be more a matter of the price on the commodities market would just become so insanely high that the frivolous applications of helium would just completely go away.
Is there a helium alternative?
Depends on what kind of application you're looking for.
A balloon.
Hydrogen, if you're willing to put up with the fact that it explodes.
Okay, time out. Okay. That's one thing I'm pretty sure of, is they're never going to sell helium balloons to people. Or not, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Not helium balloons.
Hydrogen
balloons.
Yeah, so that goes out the window. And the short answer then is no. No, there is no replacement for helium. There's no other gas that is lighter than air and non-flammable.
Could you imagine them using that shit in Mylar balloons?
I mean, they filled airships with this stuff, and then we saw what happened.
Oh yeah, we did. We all saw what happened. That was insane to watch. That's
Definitely,
an insane video.
I mean, and there are weird investment companies that are trying to revive the airship, and they're literally advocating for hydrogen-filled airships again. And
Wait, what is the hot air balloons? The Goodyear blimp? Those are helium?
Yes. Well, not a hot air balloon. If you're talking about blimps, then
No. Yeah, blimps. I'm sorry, blimps.
Okay, blimps are typically using helium. Yes.
A mix, or is it a mix?
No, it's pure helium.
Okay.
Is there a downside to using argon?
Argon is too heavy; it'll fall.
Especially when you can condense it together, like with it.
No, I mean argon as a gas is just denser than air, so you're not going to float with it. You're just going to fall down. It has zero lifting capability in the air.
I'm so happy you're not taking physics.
You, Sean. Piss off. Finally.
Oh, it's like, hey, I want you to build.
The reason I ask is because they are proposing argon as an alternative. That's what many people that do balloon decorations do, is use argon.
Wait.
I mean,
I don't just ask stupid questions. Like, my questions have context.
If you don't need it to float, I guess. But as far as I know, argon would not float. I'm looking at the molecular weight; it shouldn't. So if they just want an inert gas that inflates the balloon and then you hold it up with like a stick or something, then you're going to be okay.
Yeah, and that's usually where I see it. It's like in the giant, what do they call them? Backdrop displays, things like that. No, Sean.
Amusement parks and stuff.
Wait a minute. Wait, why would you use that rather than good old air?
Yeah, at that point you have to.
Because there's a helium shortage.
No, wait, you're not getting what I'm saying. If you're using argon to fill balloons, you might as well be using air.
I assume because when they use them in foil balloons, it doesn't seep out as quickly.
Could be, I guess. I'm not sure.
That seems like an expensive way for a few extra hours.
That's why they can charge so much.
Fucking assholes.
Can you imagine telling somebody, oh yeah, you can just blow it up with air, it's fine. No, I'm going to charge you like $30 for a tank of fucking helium.
I'm going to tell you, no, I'm telling you, I'm getting all the argon. It's going to cost this much, and then I'm going to hire some people from fucking Home Depot to start blowing up balloons. Just God-given lungs. That's what they're for. It is Totoro time. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. You're good.
That's the problem is here. Helium and the next gas you'd be able to use. None of these guys are gases. So we've got hydrogen. That's the explodey guy. We do not want him. The next heavier one is helium. We're running out of that one. Not gas, not gas.
Wait. You keep saying this, and I've heard them say this, but then I also heard you say it's not going to run out in our lifetime or anytime soon.
What, helium?
Yes.
So it's not abundance of stuff on the commodities market doesn't work like it's just going to run out and it's done. It's more a matter of like what is the sale price per kilogram, and if you have to pay $1,000 for a gram of helium, I don't think you're going to be starting to put it into like stupid party balloons.
Okay. Anyways, what it's worth to abstract.
Yes, exactly. I mean, there are valid and legitimate scientific applications and like useful applications, engineering applications for helium. Things like, would you like to have an MRI? Because those need helium. Would you like to have?
Really?
Yes,
hang on, wait. MRIs need helium?
Yes, they use superconducting magnets. You need helium to cool them down to the superconducting temperatures. So those use helium. Yeah. And you need an MRI in pretty much every hospital. So you
So
kind of need that.
why don't we just ban balloons that float?
So many countries actually do, and the largest helium repository holder right now is actually the United States government, and they are starting to ration it out so that it doesn't get used up for stupid stuff. And primarily to
So-
keep the price under control for like legitimate medical applications and scientific applications, that kind of stuff, where you need like very low temperature systems.
Well, let's keep it real. What is the purpose of a floating fucking balloon anyway?
It's just to amuse a kid for an hour or two.
Right? Fuck, but like if we ban, okay, this is gonna sound stupid, but I feel like it's a good question. If we ban balloons, the stupid party favors, would this solve a minimize the problem?
I think many people do want to ban balloons actually because it's such a big litter problem now.
That too. I mean, you can literally just put the. It's not like carrying around a rubber balloon on a stick that holds itself up is such a big burden. So the kid could literally just hold up the balloon by the stick and forget the self-lifting capability.
You never have to worry about a whiny little fucker crying because he let it go.
Right?
You know what?
Yeah,
We
it's
should
just gonna
just
fall
ban
down to the ground.
kids. Just ban kids altogether. They're just obnoxious.
No, I like my son. I like him. And here's the thing. My son, he was one of those little assholes. You buy him a balloon, and I'm not gonna lie. One time I bought him 10 balloons. I didn't say it, but I wanted to see if 10 balloons could take my son up in the air. They didn't, but he fucking let him go like 3 minutes later. It was like, what was the point of that? Then he just cried for 10, 15 minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah, and then he'll forget about it and move on.
Yep. All it took was nachos. Craziest thing.
There you go. Cheaper solution than depleting our finite helium reserves.
Yeah, that's like seriously, like why hasn't that been done in America?
Yeah. So anyway, the problem is
Have you
anything
seen
heavier.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, just anything heavier than helium. If you go to like higher numbers here, so none of these are gases. Boron and carbon is definitely not a gas. Nitrogen just about, but I don't think the lifting capability above normal air is enough. I mean, it's literally 78% of air is nitrogen, so this would actually not float. Fluorine, you definitely do not want to go anywhere near putting that in a balloon. And neon is heavier. Fluorine is extremely highly flammable. Like it'll explode in air. If it touches anything, fluorine gas is some of the most reactive stuff that you can have out there. It's more reactive than oxygen, let me put it like that.
Why can't we use oxygen? Right. That was a stupid question. Never mind.
Oxygen
is
the
don't even answer it.
Yeah, this is air.
Even answer it.
And
Fuck you.
And neon, the nearest noble gas, of which there is some amount, is heavier than air, which is over here, NO. So we're kind of out of options.
My Sean, how the turntables.
No. Hey, I have zero college experience.
Sure.
I am supposed to sound stupid.
And these guys over here are metals, and this guy is super flammable. So also you don't want to.
Yeah, it is. Those are fun.
I love playing with lithium strips.
Yep. Who doesn't?
Yeah, so we've kind of run out of options here.
No, I think we should go back to that lithium stick.
You think?
Magnesium.
Yeah.
You think that would be talking about lithium, like when we had Right the Hand on here last time, when we was talking about there's no such thing as a self-heating metal. Please hold this stick of lithium for me and plunge it underwater. You'll see just how non-heating it is.
I meant magnesium strips. My apologies. Fucking hell.
Your fault.
Yeah, magnesium isn't nearly as reactive, but lithium will spontaneously burst into flames.
Yeah, it will.
And explode in water.
Isn't that the one stuff? That's the stuff you can like take it in the case and then strike it on the ground and it'll light everything it touches. Like super hot.
Lithium isn't quite so reactive. It's reactive with water, and it will strip oxygen off the water and form lithium oxide, and basically that's an exothermic reaction, so it'll burn. In air, it should form a passivation layer at the surface, so it'll basically form like an oxidation layer that'll stop it. That's why it tarnishes. When you cut, lithium is actually a very soft metal. You can cut it with a knife, and it'll stay shiny for a few seconds, and it'll tarnish because the surface is oxidizing with any water that is in the air. But if you take that chunk of lithium and just dump it into water, it'll explode.
Well, I do know that when those things start burning, they burn at a heat that is unreal. Because I used to race RC cars with lithium batteries, and there was always a number one rule: don't overheat them.
Yes.
Do
that
not
is
overheat the
also
fuckers.
a thing. Yeah.
Yep. Because they're very susceptible to it. Because they get to a certain temperature, and guess what they do? Self-ignite.
Yeah. Batteries. Yeah, they're not fun for that.
No, but they're great fucking power sources, though. Great power sources. I used to have a backpack full of those things before I found out how dangerous they are. Like just a backpack full, sitting in my closet. Not my finest move. The fuck are you guys saying in chat? Balloons litter the ocean. Well, that's the thing. They've banned mylar balloons in a lot of places in America and in the United States. Like there's a lot of places in cities you can't. Obviously, I'm not sure if people know, but when those things touch power lines, ooh, do they go off?
Yeah, so that's a pound of lithium in water. Or sodium, I'm sorry. Lithium is going to do the very same.
Did it just...
it blew
Fuck
up.
yeah.
And there's another
every fragmented piece that hits the water starts it over again.
Yes.
So where can I buy one of those?
I mean, there are chemical lab suppliers you can buy this in bulk from.
I don't want it in bulk. I want like half of what he had. How much is that going to cost me?
I don't know. You have to look on Sigma Aldrich. Let me actually look that up. I'm kind of curious myself.
Because if it's a reasonable amount, I say I start a fund on here to get one and on live stream blowing shit up. Sounds like a bad idea, but something tells you to blow shit up when you live in Texas, especially because you're allowed to. What the fuck? Because there's a guy, I know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know B.Y.O.T. That motherfucker buys magnesium like it's fucking, like it's crack, and he fucking shoots it with his fucking gun in his backyard. That's a great idea.
So let's
Tannerite. Okay. B.Y.O.T. shoots tannerite. Yeah, he's got magnesium though. I know he's done that before. Maybe he just doesn't shoot it.
So the commodity price per kilogram of sodium right now is about $3 per kilogram. So
what?
Yeah, it's not that expensive apparently.
That sounds extremely cheap to me. How much does that guy have in his hand?
The video said a pound, so that'd be like half a kilogram. Well, let me check that to make sure that I didn't find a wrong reference or something.
Because you're telling me for $20 I could have a lot more than that guy in his hand.
Okay, now hang on and find a different. Well, no, it says about $3 per kilogram. Yeah.
Okay, now here's my next question. If I bought 2 kilograms of that, how dangerous is that? Yeah, I know, asshole. Not that stupid. I am, but I'm not that. Okay.
There's a reference if you want to look at it directly about the typical commodity prices of stuff.
Am I allowed to show this online? Because I don't mind. I mean, I want people to see how great this is.
This is, I mean, literally just Google the thing. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can show this. I just didn't want to be showing like a list of ingredients for something.
No.
But this is legal to buy, right? Like I don't have to go to the black market for this.
Yeah, I think it is legal in the U.S. Yeah, there might be quantity limitations for a private individual, so that you can't sodium is the stuff he threw there in the lake.
Number 11. That's where I'd buy it from. Yeah, that's $3. Wow. Okay. Now this is the important question. I'm not gonna do like throw all of it in the water because I feel like that'd be stupid and dangerous.
That
But
will
that
be
means
not just stupid and dangerous. That'd be stupidly dangerous. Yes.
yeah. So I take a chunk off of it. Is
Yes.
that dangerous to do?
It will blow up. Above
No, no.
anything above, like, I don't know, like a fingernail size is gonna do a good pop, but
No.
it's proportional to the mass.
So they're gonna send me a brick.
Yeah. Probably
Okay.
in oil. Yeah.
Okay. So when I take that piece that I want to throw in the water off, and I use a knife,
Yeah.
is there anything I gotta? Is it dangerous doing that part?
I'll be doing it in a well-ventilated area
Yes,
and probably outside.
absolutely.
Probably outside.
Yeah, absolutely
And
outside.
make sure you got gloves on so that your
Yes.
finger moisture doesn't get on there. It shouldn't
Ooh, okay.
explode. It will, as long as it's shipped in oil, which it typically should be, then it should just, in regular air, when it's not super humid, it should only tarnish and not
Okay.
explode. But feel
Okay. I
free. I
live
mean,
in.
you do your own research on the safety
No,
procedures
you
there.
are my research. Okay.
Oh my
I
God!
live in.
Don't rely
Yeah.
on me.
I live in Texas, and I sweat a lot outside. Are
Gotcha.
those bad ingredients to this fun game I want to play?
Here you go. Watch this video on stream if you wanna see how to handle it. That's the action lab. I
Time
don't
the
think
fuck
you've got
out.
I don't think you've got the sound on.
Oh, okay. Because that guy
Oh,
just said water can be wet.
oh no, hang on. He's talking about dry ice, probably, or something like that.
Yeah,
So
I didn't get the context. I just heard him say it. Here we go.
I mean, you can literally just look on YouTube and just search for sodium and water or sodium metal, and you'll see there's plenty of videos showing the explosions and stuff. So I don't know.
I
Be
kind of want to
careful.
see I want to see the sodium metal explosions gone bad. But I'm assuming when they go bad, they go real bad.
It'll blow up like a grenade. So except there's no
Okay, I don't want
shrapnel. Well, usually not. Well,
to. It
be
is
sure
its
to
own
be away from.
shrapnel.
Be sure to be far away from it because the metal itself, if it explodes, you might get showered in like hot metal sodium fragments.
That is
So
insane. So when that guy threw that in the water, he didn't even throw it far enough.
I mean, he probably threw it far enough, but then again, he might be an idiot. So I don't
Okay,
know. I would
okay.
probably not do that myself. That doesn't seem like
Okay,
smart.
okay.
Or have cover.
Okay, so what you're telling me is, Sean, you probably shouldn't do this.
Probably, yeah. You just watch the videos online. That should. I don't. If as long as that tickles your fancy, go for it.
No, wait. I want you to understand something. The idea of this tickles my fancy. But I
Okay.
like limbs. I like
Yeah, and your eyes, I guess, and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yes, I like my eyes. I like a lot of me. So what happens is I don't want to lose them. This is understand this. I live in Texas. I grew up in California, and we can get fireworks here twice a year. And I used to stock up. I used to stock up to the point now where I still have fireworks from 2 4th of Julys ago. And the reason for this is because a lot of people lose stuff here during those times of the year. So I'm a lot more moderate about how I explode stuff because I want to keep all my stuff. I want to do this, but I want to keep my stuff.
Stands
So
to
I'm
reason.
thinking, yeah. So
here you have a video from some chemists at the University of Nottingham where they're handling
So Neil's
sodium.
got a sample of sodium. So it's
And there you're going to be able to see how to handle it somewhat safely.
Stop it oxidizing and stop it reacting. And you can see it's a very soft metal. So he's going to put his knife in and withdraw the lump of sodium. So there's about 2
Now,
kilos.
that's a lot of sodium.
Yeah, really
you guys
quite
can
a
hear it,
large
right?
rod. So we're going to cut a
Yes,
small
yes, I can hear that.
sample of the sodium and we're going to see if we can explore some of its chemistry.
Sodium is a
So how much was that? About, I mean, I know you don't know, but how heavy was that?
That looked probably about 2 kilograms, give or take.
I don't want that much. I don't give a fuck what I'm doing.
Yeah, the typical good sort of rule of thumb about keeping all your fingers in chemistry is to treat everything as high explosive. So that would be about comparable to 2 kilograms of TNT that he held right there. So treat it like if you're going to be making it explode, treat it as it was the equivalent mass of TNT.
Okay, I'm not doing this. It was fun while it lasted.
I mean, feel free to watch on anyway. Like there, you get they put a little glob of it in a water beaker, and it was like as long as you stand clear and have some eye protection, you're going to be okay. But
Cut a minute ago, and you can see there's quite a substantial amount of the sodium, and we're going to pop it into the water and see what we can do with the reaction. Okay, so here we have a bowl full of water, and maybe a gram of sodium. So let's see what happens. See what this reaction's like. So it's reacting really, really quite quickly and really violently with the water. And you can see it's fizzing around as it's generating lots and lots of hydrogen gas. And they see now the heat from the reaction is burning away all of that hydrogen which is generating. And you can see the orange sodium flame.
Ah, there we go.
There's the violence. So there's actually quite a lot of interesting chemistry going on there. But yes, the initial sort of, it will start to heat up. Then as it generates hydrogen, the hydrogen on it will ignite, and eventually it'll typically explode.
Okay, and that is so the fizzing and even before the fire part, the fizzing is the reaction of the, but that's the oil.
That's the hydrogen being generated by the metal on its surface already, but it's just not hot enough to ignite the hydrogen.
Okay,
but
and the hydrogen is a byproduct.
It's the reaction product. So sodium or alkali metals will react with H2O, water. They'll pull the hydrogen off. They'll pull the oxygen off to form an oxide of the alkali metal, and then you're left with just pure hydrogen, and that'll off gas because H2 by itself is a gas.
And then the violent reaction is once it's off gassed, all of it. There's nothing left to burn, basically.
It's the actual violent reaction is kind of interesting. The reason why the hydrogen ignites, obviously, because you're in air, right? And the reaction itself is exothermic, so it heats up, and that will eventually ignite the hydrogen. And for the reasons why it explodes, that's actually that's a recent, I would say. There's some recent papers about why that occurs. It wasn't entirely clear. Everybody thinks that it's the hydrogen exploding. It actually isn't. It seems to be like a kind of a molecular interaction of the hot metal with the water itself, and then it causes some really strange mechanical and surface effects that cause a rapid mixing and an explosion of the liquefied metal, because the metal itself will liquefy. It's fairly easy to cause it to melt. It has a very low melting temperature.
That is. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, they're like picking it off the camera and shit. I'm not doing that shit. Sean won't be losing limbs today.
Yeah, like I said, wear eye protection and probably some sort of a lab coat or some coat you don't mind having some sodium burns on it. As long as you're covered, you're going to be okay. But expect metallic fragments to be flying through the air when this thing goes.
Ooh, what happens if it gets into plants?
Into plants?
Yeah, so if I did this in a creek and there are plants on the side of the creek, is there a chance?
It'll oxidize. It'll burn and oxidize, and eventually it's just not going to be there. Not in pure metal form.
Can it cause a fire?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm not doing it, because that's the only place I have to do it. Is the nearest creek.
I mean, it's literally it's a highly exothermic reaction if you get burning hydrogen there. So what would you expect?
Fire.
Yeah, there you go. So it's essentially a floating fire source.
That is not a good idea.
Yes. Now imagine that there are actually certain experimental and corner case nuclear reactors that use liquid sodium as a coolant.
All right. How do I just ended that poll. God damn it. I probably should look at the results first. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, yeah. 71% remember Slick James. Now I'm going to do a new one. Should I? This is so stupid. Like, I don't even know why I'm asking these people this shit.
And by the way, liquid sodium has a melting temperature of about 100 degrees Celsius, so 200 degrees Fahrenheit, not much.
Wait, what happens if I add fire to it?
Nothing much. It doesn't, like the temperature, the heat will not really, what you're trying to do, like it's already going to be exothermic. It's going to ignite on its own in water.
So if I am going to throw this in some water. I asked if I could burn it. I don't know why. I'm just trying to figure out how to store this in my house and more importantly, convince the wife.
When you purchase it, it should typically come in either a glass jar or a metal jar filled with oil. It will not react with oil.
How do you get to wipe it all the oil off, or does that just
your choice
happen?
You won't be able to wipe it all off, obviously. So once you cut it, the exposed surface is not going to be covered in oil, and that one's going to tarnish fairly quickly, within about a minute. And the tarnishing is just it pulling any water vapor that's in the air and causing an oxidation reaction on the surface.
Wait a minute. Wait the fuck a minute. So you're telling me if I take some of this sodium, cut a little chunk off, and I wait too long, in a humid day, it could go off.
Yes.
Fuck this. I gotta end the poll. I gotta end the poll now.
I mean, you're in Texas, so yes, summers do get fairly humid. So, think
so it's
that
a winter. So this is a winter thing for sure here.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, it shouldn't. It's unlikely that it would ignite. It's the amount of moisture that you need in the air is fairly high. I guess don't do it while a tropical thunderstorm is going on. That'd be a bad idea. But it's unlikely that it would self-ignite just on atmospheric humidity. But I will not put my neck out there and say that that's not going to happen ever. So the way to do this typically in labs is in air-conditioned labs and glove boxes.
I don't have that.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna have to improvise like a dirt field. And I'm thinking now, I have an idea. What if I know it's gonna rain and I just put a big block in the middle of the field?
That would be bad.
Why?
Because you're not going to be able to predict what's going to happen. If you throw it in water, in like a creek, then you know that it's going to very rapidly combust and burn off and explode. So most of it will be gone. It'll be a contained effect. But if you just leave it out in the rain, then it might not be enough rain to cause it to rapidly combust. It might, sputter. It might throw off chunks, and then you might not be able to gather it all up. You won't know where it all went, and so you'll end up with a case of essentially like unexploded ordnance, and nobody knows why and what the fuck to do with it then. Right? It's the worst outcome of a bomb. It's the bomb should have gone off, but it didn't. And now who's gonna come to it and check why not?
And this bomb, still works.
Yes. So who's going to approach it with a fire hose and try and douse it with water and just make it go off? Will you be the one with a bucket?
So okay, so then my next idea is another. I gotta check, right?
And would you be the one to call the firefighters and try and explain this to them? Why you need them to come out with a hose?
I'm gonna go home.
Well,
You're gonna
you've just
hose.
you've let
That's
the
fucking
potential fire hazard
Hey,
out in the field.
hey, I like that. The way to ignite this bomb is with a fire hose, and that's what they do. They'd have to flood that field, right?
Well, they'd have to at least flood the pieces that you've left there, and assuming
No.
let's hope we know where they are.
Exactly. That's so we don't know. Let's keep it real. There's no way of finding out where all those chunks go.
Yes, especially if it blows up and if parts of it get thrown off to the side. You don't know.
So throwing it in a lake, big body of water,
Yes.
is the way to not have to pick up after yourself.
Yes. Because I mean, if it's going to blow up, it's probably still going to land back in the water and it's just going to burn the rest of it off.
It's going to keep reacting.
Yes. Yes. As you saw there in that video where it blew up 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Well, that was 3 times that we saw. It probably kept going.
Well, I mean, it's eventually going to get used up, so it's not infinity, right? When it blows up, a significant amount of it gets consumed and oxidized. So each time the explosions are going to get smaller and smaller, and eventually it's just going to sort of burn up and fizzle out.
Okay. Well, you sucked at convincing me not to do it because now I still want to do it. I just understand that putting in a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, is probably still not a good idea in the middle of a field.
Not a large chunk. If you want to take like they did there on periodic videos where they put like a few grams of it into a bowl and had a guy with a fire extinguisher nearby, probably a CO2 fire extinguisher or whatever, then you got to be probably okay. And you notice they didn't do that. Notice they didn't do that in the lab. They did it outside behind a shed.
I like that I like the caveat that you said that most people probably wouldn't have understood, but a CO2 extinguisher rather than a regular extinguisher, because a regular extinguisher would just keep igniting it.
So not a good idea.
Oh, that'd be fucking great. Get the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, just make it worse. I mean, it's unlikely. It would probably just get used up right away. And the key there was that there was never ever too much of it anyway.
Everyone stop. Everyone stop. Sean Smith, I do appreciate it. And when this goes down, I will use that for this. Sean says, here's $5 for safety glasses. I do need them if I'm going to do this. I do appreciate it, my friend.
Yeah, definitely some good safety glasses.
Safety
and a face
glasses.
shield.
Ooh, no, I can go to Harbor Freight and get a face shield for $5.
Even better.
Yeah.
Just make sure don't use too much. Make sure probably if you want to go to a big boom, I would start out small. So work your way up until you understand how it's going to react. So if you get like a kilogram, initially try a half a gram, then try a gram, try 2-3 grams, that kind of stuff, until you understand like the danger and the rough parameters of what you're working with.
That's a good idea. That's good advice. Very good advice, especially because I was ready to buy this stuff and I had no clue. I just saw motherfuckers throw shit in water and I was like, I want to do that.
Right. Yeah. If you want to keep all your fingers, work your way up the scale. You don't immediately take a kid and put him in a tank. You first try and teach him to shoot like a 22.
Don't come to Texas.
Okay.
I watched a fucking 8-year-old shoot a shotgun once. They don't care here.
Okay. Which way did the 8-year-old go after the shot? Probably to get with the shotgun. The opposite direction of the shot.
No, it was a hefty angle straight to the ground. A gun ended up at a 90-degree angle from the ground. And everyone was laughing. I didn't laugh because I remember that thing had two shells in it still. Oh, it was fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Yeah, Texas is crazy. Texas, there's a place here in Texas you can go and drive a tank and shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, those are like this display museum pieces and stuff like that. So
no,
I mean, yeah, I know they're functional, right? I know, but it's like at a range, and it's with thoroughly safety briefed people that are going to teach you and watch over you.
Nope.
They're not. They're not going to give you.
I can buy a fucking tank, and as long as I don't shoot it near anybody, I can shoot it on my property.
When I lived in Houston, the guy across the street had a lifted Humvee and a fucking tank. Middle of Houston, right there on Gessner.
I mean, there's no regulations against having tracked vehicles, but it's question is what sort of armaments he had on it, and I can tell you that. I mean, there are ways in the U.S. to get heavy weaponry into private hands, but the amount of paperwork is non-trivial.
Drive and shoot real tanks. The first fucking fleet.
I know there is. I think it's either in Nevada or in Arizona. There is an actual, there's like a firing range, and it's sort of like a, So these are more sort of like guided exhibitions and stuff. So where you get to play around with it.
This is in Texas, and this is on a guy's property.
I know.
I want to do that. It's so expensive though.
Yeah, but in order to get like the permits and the insurance for this, I can assure you, there's going to have to be trained personnel nearby. You're not just going to take a private citizen, give them the sort of the controls of a tank with fully loaded ammunition, and just tell them to go wild. That's going to end up with a lot of dead people very quickly.
You could fire a Sherman motherfucking tank for $3,000.
Sure.
A German, that is badass. NATO tanks, god damn.
Leopard 1A5, shoot a, what does it say there?
Which one?
Shoot M4. Okay, M4 is just a little
machine gun.
Yeah, it's a machine gun. M9 flamethrower. Yeah, that's just like a gasoline tank, like a tank of gasoline in there. It's not that much.
Yeah, it's still badass though.
Sure.
Okay, so I got a story. So these aren't. Yeah. I want to make sure they don't have them.
That was a Pack 75 or.
Yeah. So see this.
That's a howitzer.
So I am desensitized to these things. The ones the Marines use specifically, which are bigger. We used to have a shell pit that we were filling in for Camp Pendleton. We were there for like 10 years on this site. And not more than 30 yards from the edge of our site was the place where they set up and shot all their artillery into Area 43. Like I said, I am completely desensitized to those things going off. I could stand very close to those things and it will not make me jump.
Good for you.
Yep.
Like I tell you, that Leopard 1 on the left there, that one either is non-functional on the gun part or it's been somehow deactivated for this particular display. Because if you look at the end of the gun, it's plugged up. With an
that one is, but hang on, weren't they shooting? That's a Sherman. There's one.
You have to pay separate to fire the tank.
Yeah,
you
that
can
one's
drive the tank or you can fire the tank.
Yeah, and so I know of one display where they had an M4 Sherman where they would let you fire the gun, but you wouldn't be allowed to be inside of the tank while firing it. You'd basically have like a pull cord.
Oh, fuck that. What the fuck?
Well,
I would if I paid that kind of money and they were like, here's a button, you better sucker.
Yeah. I mean, health and safety.
Fuck health and safety. I want to shoot the tank. Driving around a tracked vehicle isn't fun to me. I drove around fucking dozers and excavators my whole life. I know what it's like to crush a car. It's not that fun. It's really not. It actually hurts. So everyone understands. If you ran over a car in a tank, it's not fun. It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't feel good. It hurts. It hurts a lot. I know that because if you do the same thing in a track like a dozer, it feels the exact same way. It hurts. Those are not suspension-based vehicles.
I mean, they do have suspension, but it just might not be very comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, those drives are not very good suspensions. They just move a little, so they don't fucking fracture off.
Sure. I'm just saying. I mean, they might let you. I think that's a 76 millimeter there on the right. Yeah,
No, this one This the Sherman one
And
says you
shoot
can drive
one round.
and shoot.
Yeah, shoot one round or 20 rounds from the M2 50 BMG. So 76 millimeter. That's the end of the war round that the U.S. was deploying, and I can almost guarantee you they're not going to let you just take the controls and aim at whatever you want and fire. There's going to be a guy there that's probably going to aim it for you, check your work, and then you're probably going to get a full cord, stand outside, and then fire, because the fumes inside are not pleasant.
I could only imagine. Yeah, that's another distinct smell. I remember being near that artillery. The air fills with the really thick. What's that fucking disgusting smell? Tip of my tongue. It's like firecrackers, just really dense and thick.
Sure, yeah, and then you're gonna have to deal with the, like, it's they're probably gonna have the tank modified so it doesn't auto eject the shell casing. So
it's within.
Yeah, because normally the shell casings automatically gets ejected inside, and that will just absolutely fill the place with smell. And if you're not careful, you can burn yourself on the thing, obviously.
Yep.
So if there's a malfunction, you get like internal flames coming through the breech. You don't want to have that happen with a customer.
Oh, well, fuck them. They're paying that kind of money.
Yeah, their Don Giovanni said that. Yeah, the chieftain and Gun Jesus did that. There's a video of them driving around that M4, and they didn't let them sit inside of the M4 when firing, because
that is
health
crazy.
and safety.
Good thing I don't want a tank.
Yeah, that's. They're also going to be. They're going to instruct you on where to sit, what you can't touch. Even if you drive it around, they're going to tell you, don't touch this, don't put your hands there. If they're gonna power on the turret drive, they're gonna tell you don't move your feet or don't move your hands outside of this area, or they're gonna get cut off. That kind of stuff. Like the chieftain likes to say, tanks are designed to hurt people. They don't care whom.
Yeah, tanks are. That's crazy.
Yeah, the turret drive system is so powerful it will not take any prisoners. If you put your hand where it's not supposed to be, it's gonna get cut off. That's why they don't let civilians just drive tanks around willy-nilly. There's always going to be somebody watching over you very closely.
Is this? I think they're firing it. I'm watching little shorts of tank firing. There's not very many from inside.
Like active duty tanks?
Anything.
I mean, there's plenty of video if you just want to see like what it's like to.
Oh no! I mean from the firing a tank from inside.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of videos if you just want to see that. Let me show you.
He's like, I got that shit in my playlist.
Here you go. Yeah, here's another one. So feel free to have fun with that.
Yeah, we now know what you do in your pastime.
Nah, I just know how to search. Here's one.
Are you saying my Google's broken? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
I just typed that into YouTube.
I bet it's loud as fuck in there.
Oh yeah. See that metal shield he has there on the left side of the tank commander? That's the keep your hands inside, away from that, or not go beyond that, because that's the recoil range of the gun. If your hand's beyond that metal shield, when the gun fires, you're losing that arm. Yeah, you just missed the firing there. When he says on the way, that's when he fires.
Oh. I have no idea where the fuck that was at.
Nah, it was near the start, right where the peak is in the replays, I guess. Right near the start. There, about there. Sabo up. There's the engagement command.
Oh, damn. Damn.
So yeah, you put your arm there, you're losing that arm, or at least
He's
gonna have
like,
some
I want
broken
the.
bones.
He's like, I want the other pointy one.
They're currently not firing, so he's reorganizing the ready rack into a position where he can more easily grab the rounds from. So there's always a sweet spot for the loader.
I fuck you and your. All I did was search. You just fucking watch this shit in your pastime. How do you know so much? Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I do like to watch the Chief, and I am kind of interested in technology, so that includes weapons.
Is this modern right here?
That's an M1 Abrams. Yes, that's a current active service tank in the U.S. Army and Marines.
Didn't that thing have like a 70-mile-an-hour fucking limit on it?
Per speed, that's 70 kilometers an hour, so it's like 45 on road.
Now, here's a fun fact that you're gonna love. I know where they tested these. I know where they tested these things before they came out. And that would be Camp Pendleton along the 5, and I got to see them. That's how I know they. That's how I know they're so damn fast.
Well, the Abrams is older than you are, so they most likely you didn't watch the development testing.
No, okay, yeah, but you can contest to this that the new series of M1s are completely fucking different than the older ones, technology-wise, capability-wise.
I mean, I guess if you want to say that, like they are modular platforms, right? So they're going to be upgraded over time. But yes, new ones are also still rolling off the assembly line, and they're going to have like different armor packages. They're going to have different modified powertrains. The gun is more or less the same, give or take, but really, the gun is not really the question. It's more the ammunition. There you are, standing up on the seat, and he's even going to go up onto the seat back.
How many times have you watched this one? Oh, damn.
I know this particular video. I've seen it before.
What are they using?
What?
Are those tank busters?
Those are armor-piercing rounds, yes. The U.S. military term for them is APFSDS, or armor-piercing, fin-stabilized discarding sabot. That's why when he yells "sabot up," he's talking about like we've got the armor-piercing round loaded. That's what the loader.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the loader was yelling to the guys in the tanks that they know what's in the barrel.
Okay, so he's actually calling up for that specific artillery. Okay.
Yes, I mean he gets an order obviously from the commander, so he's going to say the commander's going to say like load sabot, or if they already have something in the barrel, he's going to say fire, and then immediately afterwards say fire sabot if they need to change rounds.
Mm-hmm.
If it just says fire, then it's command to the loader to load the next round of the same type. They have different round types.
Yeah, so he's not specifying every time.
No. And the loader then can just say either up or sabot up or heat up or whatever kind of round type he has. And up means, see that where he has his left hand, that little bar, that is the arming bar. So when that's down, the gun is disarmed and the gunner can't fire. And when he puts that bar up, there's a little ready light that comes on. See there? And he's going to yell up. That means the gun's ready to fire. So that basically is the notification to everybody in the tank that keep your hands clear of the recoil zone.
Oh shit! I didn't even see the guy that's sitting right next to the motherfucker.
That's gunner right there in the depths. So
is that the guy calling out?
No, so I mean they're all calling out sort of all over the place. The guy standing on the seat back there, that's the tank commander. He's the guy who's observing the targets and handing out commands to the rest of the crew. This guy we're watching this from is the loader, and in front of the tank commander, sitting deep down in the turret ring, is the gunner, and forward of them in the hull is the driver.
Oh, okay. So the gunner is aiming it. The
commander
is seeing it.
Yeah, the commander is observing the battlefield. He's assessing the situation and handing out commands to the crew in the tank, and communicating with the other tanks and like the combat section, that kind of stuff. The gunner is obviously then acquiring and tracking the targets, estimating range, and when he's given an engagement command, then he's going to engage the target. Loader obviously handles the loading, and when they're done, when he's not loading, he can actually he has his own set of periscopes. He can also observe the battlefield and call out any targets that he sees. And the driver drives the tank, obviously. So commander's going to tell him, drive forward, drive back. We're going to go there. We're going to go somewhere else.
Wait. I have a question. I get that that's a lot of artillery, but what do they do when that thing runs out? Do they have other?
So they have, depending on some versions and the sort of layout, typically an M1 Abrams will have about between 40 and 45 rounds total. The thing that he's pulling the rounds from is what's called the ready rack. That thing's, I keep forgetting the numbers, like 15 or 20 rounds right there. Then behind the commander is what's called the semi-ready rack. So in order to move rounds from that, so where there's a little white curtain behind the commander, that is actually openable. There's another armored door there, but that is called the semi-ready rack. So the tank basically needs to withdraw from combat momentarily in order for them to move rounds over to the ready rack, and then they can re-engage. And there's also a few rounds down in the bottom of the hull, which they can pull out if they need to.
So what I've always thought how it works is, and correct me when I get to the wrong part, a tank battalion will basically have 2 or 3 lines, so to speak, and one line will push up, it runs out, the next line pushes forward, and so on. And where the last group is getting fuel, artillery from resupply. Isn't that
battalions? So the meaning of the word battalion and what constitutes it is really dependent upon the military. So the U.S. Army is going to have a different meaning of the term battalion, or a different exact constitution compared to like the Marines, and it's going to be somewhat different to like the German Army and that kind of stuff. NATO has some standardization, so the battalions are somewhat more standardized, but there's still some variation. And so there's going to be like, I don't know the exact composition. I'm not like a super on the strategy stuff, but there's going to be like a battalion's probably going to have like 5 or 6 tank companies, and a company is probably going to consist of like 2 or 3 platoons, and a platoon is going to be 4 tanks. And each of these battalions is also going to have probably an artillery section. They're going to have a support section, and they don't really operate in lines. It's not like simply a line of tanks and a line of this and a line of that. It's more complicated than that. So individual units are going to get individual tasks and sections at the front to engage. And they're going to have missions, like your mission is, and yet loader has a light machine gun there, a 7.62, with which you can engage targets. And each of them is going to get like an individual. Yeah. Each of the tank companies is going to get like, we've got a mission to accomplish. Like, we're supposed to take Hill 746, and then so they subdivide and coordinate with upper command. Like, okay, platoon 1 is going to take that route. Platoon 2 is going to take that route. Platoon 3 is going to be held in reserve, and you got to respond and whatever. Then they've got mile markers and that kind of stuff, and they're always going to be in constant communication. And if they're in defense, they're going to have assigned berms and like defensive positions. If they feel like they're too much under pressure in one position, they're going to be given like retreating plans, and they're also going to sort of dynamically coordinate. So they are constantly in radio comms and data comms. Actually, the commander has a little battle management system in front of him, to where he can literally watch the other tanks when and how they're moving. Yeah, there's the loader. So this is watching from the tank position.
Yeah, now we've turned around now.
Yes, that's a heat round, by the way, high explosive anti-tank. So not the pointy thing.
Okay, and I see his little arm thing that keeps him out of the range. Like
yes, exactly. He's supposed to sort of hang himself onto there, so that when the tank is bumping about, he doesn't accidentally fall into the way, either down into the turret basket or the way to the gun's recoil mechanism, that kind of stuff.
Now, can't these tanks? Now, I know when we're talking accuracy, there's going to be a level that it's not going to be able to do, but these things can be extremely accurate on the move too, can't they? So all of this that we're watching can be happening at top speed, basically.
Pretty much. Typically, wouldn't be. Moving at top speed isn't really all that practical, but see that handle he just pulled up, that's the arming handle. Now when he pulls it down, the gun system's going to open, and that opens the breech, and he's able to reload. And so
okay, so without pulling that lever down, there's nothing to
correct.
hammer it. Okay.
I mean, it's an electronic system, right? So it electrically
you know
pulls
what I
the
mean.
breech down. Yes.
But you know what I mean.
And
That's pretty badass,
so, yeah, these. What was your question again? At full speed, right? Accuracy.
Yeah.
The Chieftain, he's a YouTuber. He's a former M1 commander. He maintains essentially kind of a saying that if you can see it, you can hit it with these modern fire control systems. So it's all computer controlled. The tank is fully aware of its own velocity. It has a laser rangefinder and a wind speed estimator and that kind of stuff. So all you need to do basically, the gunner basically needs to manually track target for a few seconds. The firing system automatically estimates lead, gun elevation, all that kind of stuff, factors wind component into it, any kind of Coriolis correction if necessary, and it will, usually it is designed such that it has hit on first shot, even on a moving target from a moving tank. And there are even better systems these days which can automatically track a tank. I know the Russians have it in their fire control computers now, so the gunner basically just needs to hold a button, and the fire control system automatically recognizes the tank in the reticule and keeps track of it, even if it momentarily loses behind like a building or something. It will keep estimating the movement of the target.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah, but it's so bumpy inside of it, it's not very comfortable for the crew. But they are able to fire on the move, yes.
Accurately too. Damn.
Yes. Just be careful, not to hit the Bradleys back there with the tank. That'd be bad.
Did you see that? I was like,
yeah.
Oh, that's kind of aiming right at him, isn't it?
yeah. You got to be careful about where you point that big thing, the big fire stick.
The big boom boom.
Yeah.
That's insane. And then the thing is, it doesn't look comfortable, but like if you imagine what it was like decades before using tanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember there was a video by the chieftain where he was talking about they had some exchange tankers from Ukraine back in the day before the war, and on the handles for the gunner, there's two buttons usually on there. One is for lasing the target for like estimating range, doing a laser rangefinder, and then the second button is for firing the gun. So you would like laze the target and then push the fire button once you've got range estimated and corrected for. Apparently on Russian tanks, the buttons are back to front, like the other way around. So like, I don't know, like the top button on the US tanks would be fire, and the on your index fingers would have been to laze, whereas on the Russians it's backwards, like so thumbs down to laze the target and triggers index fingers to fire the gun. So the Russians occasionally had a case of what they call a laze boom, where the gun went boom when all the gunner wanted to do was laze the target. So he basically just, it was muscle memory, right? And he accidentally pushed the wrong button, and instead of a laze, he got a boom.
I think the scariest part of that be the driver.
I mean, he's down in the hull. He's used to it. Anyway, I got to step away for a few minutes, so I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, no worries. That makes me want to do. I want to, because I now I know I'm going to do this. What I want to do is I want to do it like a who has the best tanks stream. I know the answer, but if I don't think a lot of people understand what is put into tanks now compared to like in the World War II, 1 and 2 and all that shit. They are something different now. They used to be just things with tracks and that go boom. Now they're literally just computer systems that have people making sure they're in the right spot to do so. But I think it's pretty badass. Been pretty quiet there, Tex. What the fuck are you doing?
Me? I'm off in La La Land, man. I'm chilling.
You're not interested in the gun talk, huh? The make things go boom.
No, I just didn't want to interrupt. I was gonna say, after you do your whole little spiel on tanks, then your next segment can be about trains, because I know how much you love that.
I love me some fucking trains. Matter of fact, I will be setting up my train board. You fucking asshole. I'll be setting up my train board pretty damn soon. And fucking, I don't know why you're an asshole for doing that. So everyone understands it's gonna be pretty badass. So you guys can't see over here, but there's blank wall about 5 feet over that way. The train board is gonna span that whole wall and then go span about half of that window. So there'll be a whole train scene, 2 levels. It's gonna be badass. Fucking asshole made me nerd out for no reason. She knew it was gonna happen too. Yes, but I am an HO train aficionado. I love me some fucking trains. If anyone wants to see them, I'll be to show you.
That's what I said. You gotta do a whole video once you get your train set up and you've got your table looking all nice and you glued all your pretty little trees on your diorama.
I already
and
know what I'm
painted
gonna
all
do.
your little villagers.
I'm
You
gonna
can
set
put
up a
us on a
camera.
whole little tour. Yeah.
I'm going to set up a camera up on the wall right here, this front wall, and it's going to be looking down on the train set. And then your camera will be replaced by the train camera.
Mean. I see how it is. It's fine.
But those are the reasons I'm going to go back to OBS, because then I can actually do stuff like that. I don't know. I am now, so I fell in love with StreamYard. I love StreamYard. But now I've hit the wall where I'm seeing all the limitations to it. And the reality of it is that thing you just did worth it to me? That right there. Because realistically, that's the only advantage to it.
I don't know. You should put a poll. Do people enjoy seeing their comments on the screen, or is it pointless?
It's so pointless. I'm not even going to do a poll. Wait a minute. Hang on. I got to see. We're going to end this poll. And we'll see what the results. See, this is how I know I'm not hated, right? 50-50
divide.
50% of the people don't want me to hurt myself, and 50% of the people want me to hurt myself.
Well, that depends. Does my vote count? Does my vote count or no?
Did you vote?
I did vote.
Yes, your vote absolutely counts.
Okay. Then yes. Yes, you're right.
And then after the stream, I will be looking to see who voted what. So I can tell the fucking other 5 to kiss my ass. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that. I'm the idiot that's like, I'm gonna buy some sodium.
You can't see it, but Totoro put in the private chat. He said, trains are cool, do go on. Tanks are yucky. Not a fan of that. Technology-wise, cool, but war is not fun.
I don't believe him. I believe him on the war part, but that he knows too much about tanks for it to just not be his fucking hobby. Like, trains are mine.
It absolutely isn't, I can assure you.
It isn't? You know a lot about... Then why do you know so much about tanks?
Because they're interesting from a technological standpoint, but I mean, if you want to talk trains, that's much better.
It's the engineer fixation in him, not the
Wait. So there's other things that you are fixated with other than just like tanks and planes?
Yeah, sure. I was a big train nerd when I was a kid. Had a model train set and everything.
He's that kind of motherfucker that used to take apart the remote. He's a tinkerer.
I used to do that too. The problem is, and the hatred my parents had for me was because I never put anything back together.
Yeah, probably my favorite toy when I was a 7 or 8 year old was Legos. And building my own shit. Just literally just having a pile of Legos and building whatever the fuck I wanted. Not anything from a kind of a pre-made set. Just literally slapping Legos together.
You didn't enjoy Lincoln Logs as much?
I don't know what that is.
Lincoln Logs?
What? Oh, jeez.
Oh, you would love Lincoln Logs.
How do you not
Sean's
know
gonna pull it up now.
I'm so angry right now. How do you not know what Lincoln Logs? What the fuck? Every kid should know what Lincoln Logs are. Lincoln Logs.
Okay. I mean, be aware I am not an American, so if it's an American-specific toy, then I might not be familiar with the name.
Are you Canadian?
Nope.
Low key, it's
Wait.
quite possible that it had lead in it.
Wait,
So I do not
time-
blame you.
Hang on, time out. Because now I'm really fucking confused. You're not American.
Yep.
You're not Canadian. And those are
Correct.
the only two places that realistically I could think of in my head that speak very like English, just the same. Where are you from?
I'll tell you in private if you want to know.
Okay, nope, my bad. Damn. No Lincoln Logs, huh?
Negative.
That's crazy. So like, but you had Legos. Legos is so worldwide though. Like
Yeah,
there can't be a
exactly.
spot on Earth. There's not a spot on Earth where no one's seen Legos.
Pretty
Have you guys
much.
seen those?
There's not a country on Earth that hasn't had a Lego enter somebody's heel.
That is a fact. And you know that there's a worse spot than the heel, right where your foot and your toes meet. That spot hurts even worse, especially with those little
is that?
2-block ones.
Yeah.
What?
Well, stepped on plenty of those myself. Yeah.
Is that
You don't have kids, do
ball?
you?
I do not know.
No, right here. This part, that part of your foot, right
Yeah,
under where your
the
toe
ball
is.
of your foot.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not the ball. Isn't that, this is the ball.
No,
No,
that's
the heel.
You guys are crazy. You guys have lost your minds. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And just like how it's called pecan and not pecan.
No, that it is. It is oh my god! It is a fucking pecan. Or pecan. Fuck no, it's pecan. See, you confuse me. It's not okay. It's a pecan because I look at the fucking word.
You heard it here first. Somebody clip it. I'm gonna use this on him for
clip it
for
all
every
you
time
want.
he says some cash shit to me.
I'm just letting you know. Okay, the fact that I smoke weed and the fact that I have ADD is more than enough of a reason why I said it incorrectly the first time. But I've now corrected myself.
I'm gonna send it to Stride, and we're gonna laugh and laugh.
Yeah. And that Canadian can apologize for being an asshole because he will, because he's Canadian.
And Cole,
I don't care. I'll just tell Cole to go slingshot somewhere. Which is we're going to talk about that too soon, because that was a really big argument that everyone doesn't realize how big of an argument that was. I am not crazy. Yes, Apollo did a slingshot maneuver, and he is just not willing to accept that a slingshot is an acceptable term for a gravity assist. He doesn't like it, and it's just because it comes from me that he doesn't like it. That's the problem. And the fact that he's an Apollo fanboy. So
I am a big fan of Tom Hanks. So
who doesn't like the term? I'm not. It's like is there a guy named Apollo who's a fan of the Apollo
Cole.
project? Okay.
Cole, in the MMM server.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He we got in a big argument because we were talking about the Apollo missions and the trajectories and the time, blah, 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 blah. And at some point I had referenced them using a slingshot maneuver, and he did not like that at all. He claimed that no one uses that term. It was some bullshit thing they said to the masses. But then like I went to like Europe's fucking space agency website, and like they describe, the launches and shit as slingshot maneuvers. If you type in slingshot maneuver, it says gravity assist. I mean, it was really a shitty argument, and it's all just predicated on he knows a lot more about Apollo missions than I do.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it is a popular term. It is usually used when communicating with the public to give them sort of an idea about what they're talking about, but he's not wrong in that it isn't used in the professional industry. But
yeah, they're not calling out a slingshot for that's for sure.
Sure, yeah.
But I mean, to say slingshot, even if I said slingshot to a guy that was in a space shuttle once or launches satellites into space, he's not going to blink an he's not going to blink an eye to it.
Sure, they'll understand what you mean, and it's fine enough. I mean, use whatever term you want. It's, I mean, the ultimate goal language anyway is to communicate ideas. So as long as everybody's talking about, who cares?
Yeah, it represents the exact same thing, no matter which way you're saying it. But yeah, that was the argument we had about that.
I mean, sort of. There are maneuvers that are. There's not just one type of gravity assist. There's many. Like if you want to get into like really technical detail, but then again, that's really at that point you're talking shop to the actual like professionals, and they can go into insane detail.
Yeah, and they're gonna use the specific correct terminology.
Yes.
For the specific thing they are doing.
Right. Yeah. When you're in the field, you're gonna use the jargon of the field.
Yeah. Well, two dudes arguing in Discord does not count.
Probably not. Yeah.
Not even a little bit. Let's see. I don't care what you say either, Sean. The ball of the foot is the one that represents the look of a ball the most. Thank you. Glad we got that out of the way. I'm sorry, you guys are all wrong. There we go.
Nerd Panic Alert has a great message in the chat.
If I order a chili bean burrito on Deliveroo, what the fuck is that? What would that be fiber to my home? I think so. I feel like it should be. I should get DoorDash. It's a good idea. I could order DoorDash right now, have it delivered, go get it when someone's talking, and no one would even know. Technology is amazing. I could be doing it right now. You guys wouldn't even know. My screen could be DoorDash. No one would know. It's not DoorDash.
As long as
I can't tell you what
as long as you want to overpay for groceries and stuff.
Well,
and
yeah,
food, I guess.
it is the American way. And here's the funny part.
No, go ahead.
Something such an asshole. I know it. Yeah, and here's the worst part, Totoro. So I have a very, as Tex probably would put it, I think she said it a few times, I have a very lazy schedule. I don't really have a full day of anything to have to do to make my life easy. So
I did not say lazy.
You did, basically. What did you say
When
then? You're like, you go to your, you're like, yeah. You're like, you go to your mother-in-law's for a couple hours, you pour some stuff, you go DoorDash whenever you feel like it, and then you just come home and get online. Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember the context of that conversation, and you were playing me off like a villain so bad because you were like, I'm pissed off and the world sucks and everything sucks and I'm mad. And I'm like, dude, but look, you only got to work a few hours a day. You get to come home to your wife. If you want to make a little pocket money, you can do a little DoorDash and taking shit out of context. That's,
that's exactly what I said.
That's very flat earth of you, Sean.
Wow. Could leave flat earth, but maybe it can never leave me. I don't know. But so because of that, I do DoorDash. And when I do DoorDash, every time I get an order for someone that's like a mile away or something stupid, I go, fucking people are so goddamn lazy. It's insane to me that someone couldn't stop on their way home from work or just get in their car and drive 2 blocks to get a fucking beer. I deliver beers to people a block away from their fucking house sometimes. And so when I do decide I want to get DoorDash, I do notice that if you go to Wendy's and spend $7 on a meal, when I get it from DoorDash, it costs $20. And that's usually includes tip. So yes, if you're getting DoorDash, you are showing the utmost laziness. The utmost. See, but this wouldn't be me being lazy. I have a responsibility, you guys, to stay here until I've talked your ears up to death. I was thinking about doing that, Tex, and if I do this, you're part of this. I want to do a 24-hour stream.
Can we do it tomorrow? You want to do it tomorrow?
Nope. It's because I'd have to be prepared for that shit.
You're
I'm
right. We
not
gotta
winging it.
sleep. We both need to sleep before we do that stream.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, like tonight, I know I'm going to sleep very good because last night I had the shit. So I kind of gave you a night. So I think I've told you before, I have vertigo.
Mhm.
So when I've pinned it down to dehydration does it to me. So typically, you get dehydrated. Some people get dizzy. Some people get lightheaded. For me, I get vertigo. And when that happens, everything on Earth spins and I feel Earth's rotation. so,
Mhm.
so last night, I like when you messaged me and then I told you I was doing something and I was gonna be right there. I literally, well, that's what it was. I got an audio thing and it took me a while to figure out how to get to upload everything, but then I started uploading it and that's when it took a while. So what I ended up doing is right here on my floor. That's where I laid for 5 hours last night because I couldn't get up. You get up,
Jeez.
you start spinning. You close your eyes, you start spinning. The only thing that saves me is this is going to sound stupid, but I'm staring at the carpet fibers because it has to be something not moving. Otherwise, I spin. So I laid here for 5 hours and then I stumbled into the room and went to bed.
So my whole family gets vertigo real bad, real bad.
Okay.
And I mean, we do like we've got like certain what are they called? Physical training or chiropractic techniques or whatever you can use to adjust the
Your
cochlear
inner ear.
hairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To move the crystals back into place because they think that's what does the vertigo is these little crystals in your ear. But my cousin swears that if you lay on a couch with half of your body off the couch and half of your body on the couch, that somehow
Upside down.
balances you. No, on your stomach, like
Oh
if
no,
you
no,
were
no,
to
but
pass out drunk on a
but
sidewalk somewhere, but you're at that incline,
yeah,
it
but your
apparently
head down, like head lower than your heart.
head on the couch.
Okay, so you're just laying. Okay,
Yeah,
I get
you're
it.
laying, but you have like one half of your body on the
Yeah.
couch and the other half hanging off the couch.
Okay, yeah. I was
And
gonna say because
apparently that adjusts it for some reason. And it does work. I have tried it.
if I laid upside down during one of these spells,
Oh no,
uh,
absolutely
it
not.
would be really bad.
I would
And
throw up.
and I'm happy. So look, check this out. I said 5 hours. It probably lasted a couple hours, but I slept through the rest of it. I used to get vertigo, and it used to last 3 to 4 days. I used to have 3 or 4 days of it. That was when I was a kid, though, and then I really don't know what makes it happen. I say dehydration, but it's not dehydration. I don't get it. It sucks. It's not fun. But I
Have you
don't
done an
function well.
iodine test?
I have no idea what the hell that is.
Yeah, if you're getting
You-
persistent vertigo, you might need to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a doctor. I have an issue with my inner ear. That's all they told me.
hmm And that's all they will tell you. If you don't need hearing aids, if you pass the hearing test, the ENT specialists are going to be like, "Oh well, sorry about your luck. I don't care about the ringing going on."
It's not fun.
If I can't charge you $3,500 per ear to size you with fucking anyways, yeah, point being, they're ridiculous. American healthcare system's a joke.
Well, the good part is I haven't dealt I deal with it maybe twice a year, 3 times if it's a bad year. But like I said, I used to get it really bad. I used to get it just driving, not me driving. If I was a passenger, it happened. I can't stare at my phone very long. I'm pretty sure you've noticed, like if I'm driving and you're messaging me, it takes the time for me to get to it. Because if I sat there and stared at that screen and looked up back and forth, I'd get
No,
dizzy.
I can't. I can't read in the car. I have to be looking forward in the car. If I'm not driving, I have to be in the front passenger seat and I have to look straight forward.
Yeah, there's no looking down. I can't. If I'm a
Yeah.
passenger, I am 1,000% focused on the road. My phone doesn't exist.
Do you ever do this
And
thing where you walk into a room and you can feel like the shift in the atmosphere pressure?
yeah,
Or
I've
is
walked
that
into
just
a lot.
me?
I've walked into a lot of locker rooms.
No, not like that. I mean, like where you can like the air feels heavier.
That's the locker room, especially after jiu-jitsu or football. Yep.
No, it's not humid. It's just heavy. I don't know how to describe. I don't know how to
Oh, I
describe
know.
the feeling.
I know you don't because you're trying. It's not working. I can see you're trying so hard. It's not working. It's not working even a little bit. Do you want to try again?
No. I don't.
Oh, jeez. I think we're gonna cut this one short today. I like a
Short.
little
It's been
2 hour
2
one.
hours.
I know. I don't know what to talk about. I don't want to say you're silent.
No, I'm just saying that's not short. 2 hours is a long time.
That's short. I used to understand these streams that I do now, and we like shut down like around 4, a little over 4. Those are still short to me. I used to do 5, 6, 7 hour streams every day. I had a problem. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a bit much. That
It
is
was
a
fun.
bit much.
It's fun.
I don't know how you.
And then,
Well, never
no,
mind.
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Shh.
I'm keeping my mouth shut. I didn't say anything. I did
Um,
not say anything.
There's a trick to this that it's not talked about all the time, but there is a trick. The realization is this stream would have been done an hour ago, probably 45 minutes into it. But when, say, you and Totoro come on, it lengthens it a little bit longer. Now, when you get full panels, basically the stream lasts until either you're done listening to the panel or hours on end of the panel waiting to be people to just draw out and leave, which could take another 3 hours after the stream even happened.
Right.
Or 3 hours after before it started, or after you were going to stop it or whatever. So when there's a lot of people, that's when streams just get stupid long. All the long streams typically are going to be 3 to 5 people on the stream or on the panel, and they're going back and forth. And that way I can do it, because otherwise I couldn't do this, what we're doing right now, for 6 hours. I don't think I have it in me. I don't want to do it. But when there's people, it makes it a lot easier.
No, yeah, my social battery comes in waves, right?
Well, see, that's the other thing. I mean, I'm ending it more because whatever. I don't typically stream every day now, so I didn't expect to have things prepared for today, especially because I didn't even know if I said I was going to stream. I said didn't know what time, because like I said earlier, or I told you earlier, I had stuff that I had to do earlier before I started, so I couldn't
Yeah,
do a
no,
morning stream.
yeah.
So this one, it was basically an odd one. It actually was better than I thought it would be. So I'm not reluctant to do later streams. That's kind of what gave me the idea to do, like, oh shit, Totoro's here. We even stopped talking about it. I'm going to go back. This is wonderful ADD. What I want to do is late times, maybe even not even like now. I'm talking like 3-4 hours from now, even, where we just do streams where we're trying to learn something. There's no topic. It's not a conversation. Totoro comes in with his whiteboard or blackboard, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and it's just learn some shit. Typically to help you, because I don't think I need to say it again.
You're such an asshole.
I didn't say
Look,
anything.
I am not dumb. I'm just stoned, man. Leave me the
I
fuck
didn't.
alone.
I was gonna say stoned. I wasn't even say dumb.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about? I was gonna say
Yeah, no,
stoned.
I totally believe you, Sean. Totally. 100%. Yeah, sure.
Just saying. Forgot what we would just do like a tutorial, like Totoro's tutorials. has a ring to it. I haven't even talked to him about it. I've already
Have you
volunteered. It
even
was
asked
fucking
him
great.
if he's willing to do this, especially
Not even
because we're
once.
not paying him?
Not even a little bit. This is the first time I brought it up. First time I've involved him in it. Yeah, I mean,
Totoro,
it's gold.
how do you feel
It's
about
gold.
it? How do you feel about it?
What about? I mean, I can talk about stuff. I'm not really. I don't think I'm too good of a teacher for anything.
If you know more than us, you therefore are teaching. And don't worry, everything you say to me when we get off of here, I go and fact check it all. This is just it's just how I work.
Sure.
Tex over here. We'll just leave it at that. It wasn't gonna be mean. Calm down. Jeez. You always assume mean. I was gonna say stoner. I wasn't gonna say dumb. Look at you, just puffing it up. You can't even stop long enough to finish a fucking stream. That pisses me off so damn much. It's not okay.
What? That I chain smoke?
I'm just saying. Sometimes you could just not smoke for one fucking live stream.
You should see me when I actually like give a fuck about what I'm doing. And like I'm heavily invested in my coursework. I will sit here with this in my hand, with this in my hand, with a beer. I'll have a shot. Yeah, you hate this stuff, but this stuff
Oh, you're gonna say, oh,
is the only reason I can write a paper in like 4 hours.
That is so like pickled fucking alcohol. Like what the fuck?
I love pickle flavor everything.
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 Everything. That is insane. I couldn't imagine drinking. Like, I've swigged a little pickle juice from here and there, especially because my wife's like, it helps with joint care and all that crap. So I have, but to the extent of everything, that's insane. How? It
Because
tastes
I don't get hangovers on picklebacks.
I don't believe that. I think the other day, like a week ago, you had a tiny hangover.
No, I didn't have a hangover. I had a tummy ache.
From the pickle. Yeah. So wait, okay. So there are other drawbacks, but it's no hangover though.
I had a tummy ache because I ate like shit. We ordered pizza. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, especially when you drink. Sean Smith, I haven't yet since I started because I don't want to just ask Barney to come just for no fucking reason. I have emailed. I messaged him to see how he was doing. He hasn't messaged me back, so I'm assuming something's going on, good or bad. But he's busy. But I would fucking love to get Barney up here. All these new faces that haven't been blessed with the Barney. I think this dude Totoro's smart. God, he's bringing Totoro back to junior high school, like with us. I'm just kidding. He's not. He's smart, but you guys are both smart. I am going to say that he has had a theory of gravity, peer reviewed before. So I mean, he does have that.
Well, yeah. I'm definitely willing to learn if people are willing to teach me, and I think it would be a fun idea to have individuals who are well educated, who have gone through the work, who have put in the time, put in the money, made the investment to have this knowledge. If they're willing to share that with us, I think that would be great.
I think that's what I'm going to do because we have a vast amount of people. See, that's why I can't beat Totoro's tutorial because there's actually a lot of people that would be or different facets of everything that I could probably get in here to just do that. Where they're not going to hear the stupid opposition of how something works and get actual questions rather than fucking questions that shouldn't be asked that they typically get and get frustrated because of. I think that'd be a pretty fun stream. Actually, it wouldn't be fun, but it'd be educational, and that's good.
Well, here's the thing that I've learned. going to a community college because I'm not a smart cookie. It's okay to.
See, it's not
if you
me
ask,
putting
if
you
you
down.
ask
It's you.
dumb, it is definitely me. If you ask dumb questions, it's okay. It's okay to ask dumb questions as long as you understand it from asking the dumb question. I will
No, no,
never
no.
be afraid of being the person to speak up and be like, and here's
Oh
my
yeah.
dumb question.
Oh no. No, that's not what I meant. That's not what. Because I mean, if that's what I meant, then I'd be talking shit about myself. Because I am very open about I am stupid as bricks. That's why I got all these smart people around me because they teach me. And no. What I meant is like if we were talking about yesterday with right to hand when we were talking about isotopes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about isotopes. I know what they are, kind of an idea. So that means that if say Totoro was gonna sit down and explain to me how isotopes work, it would be a situation where he didn't have right to hand telling you saying that isotopes are imaginary and it's just part of your scientific faith, right? It'd be a good opportunity for someone to go, hey, what the fuck is an isotope? And him go, oh, hey, but I need an hour to teach to explain this to you without someone telling me that fucking water isn't wet.
Yeah, that quickly derailed that discussion.
Exactly, and I think that would be good for it. It'd be really good, go okay. We talked about because what you put in the Discord server for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. My Discord server, the bunker, description should be, or the link should be in the description. I think I did that today. I don't remember, but some fun stuff goes on there after the stream, and a lot of explaining goes on. And I think if we would have done a stream last night, thinking, I had thought about this before, it'd have been a real good time to go, hey, we talked about this during the stream. Now let's have a discussion about it without the fucking woohoo part of it, because it's a really good discussion. And I felt that my question about, the slag melting through, going into the earth, because it could, but you explained to me, well, it could, but here's the problem. Really helped me understand why my question being dumb wasn't dumb.
It wasn't dumb. It was just the dumb version of that would have been if you thought that movies like the China Syndrome were actually real.
Yeah, if I would have been like, so how long and how much of this slag would you need to melt through to China?
Yeah, it wouldn't actually work.
Yeah, you would need an infinite amount.
Well, yeah, you would need an enormous amount, at which point you're not really talking reality. It has a finite amount of energy that it can release, and it decays the amount of energy output, and it decays exponentially. So after a few hours, it is nowhere near as hot as it would have been right after shutdown, and then it decays and decays and decays. So the energy output goes down.
Kind of the same way if you had a molten lava or molten steel. Just steel, obviously, it happens. So it cools so much faster.
Yeah, I mean, it has less energy in it, right? So it's not the thing about nuclear reactions is that nuclear reactions are an order of about 1 million times more energetic than chemical reactions. So for usually the way it's viewed, for the same amount of mass, you can get 1 million times more energy out of it, but it doesn't mean it's infinite. It's still a finite amount.
Yeah, it's instant for that moment that the reaction is happening. It's kind of why they decided to use it in warheads, isn't it?
Well, nuclear reactions are just gonna give you per unit mass a lot more bang for your buck, right?
Yeah, and that's the purpose of it.
That is the reason why that's the reason why we use it for either power or for destructive purposes. Yes. And there was in the 50s, crazy years, there was actually a plan to use nuclear bombs for mining and construction for earthworks.
Now they use nuclear tunnel. Now they just use nuclear tunnelers.
Well, they just use normal tunnelers, but yeah,
that's
imagine
what they call them though. But that's what they call them.
Yeah, but they're not nuclear powered. I can guarantee that. But there was actually in the 50s.
Call them that.
Yeah, but in the 50s, they would have actually been that. So Imagine instead of drilling some pipes and putting in dynamite in there, imagine just putting a nuclear explosive to like remove half a mountain in one go.
But wouldn't that also develop materials that we would want?
Not really. It would spread a whole bunch of radioactivity that we would not want. So.
Oh yeah, that's the obvious part. But doesn't a nuclear explosion create the same effects of like meteorites hitting?
Not really.
A meteorite.
Meteorites do not create elements. They just whatever was in the meteorite that gets spread around.
Isn't nuclear glass valuable? Damn.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, it
But
will.
you get the idea. You get the idea of what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know if it happens.
If you want to, if you want to create glass, there's much safer and more economical ways to do it than blowing up a bomb or blowing up a half a mountain.
I agree. I'm definitely not saying I need a new windshield. Hey, NORAD.
Yeah, blow up a bomb. I mean, it was. I mean, the past was crazy. So nuclear mining and construction was just one of them. Another one was the SDI project from Reagan, the so-called Star Wars project. There was actually plans to power like space lasers to shoot down Soviet nuclear missiles on the way, shoot them down with lasers. And how do you power the lasers? Well, what if you blew up bombs inside of the like underground bombs in the U.S. and then somehow harness the energy and beam that up to the space lasers and shoot down the incoming missiles? It was just all crazy. It was just science fiction at that point.
Well, what if it's? Oh, you're gonna love this. What if they do have something like that, with no evidence or acknowledge of amount of power it has or capability?
Not explosives. I mean,
oh no, not explosive.
I mean, there are
laser
reactors.
No, okay. You've heard of space-based solar, haven't you?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about directed energy weapons? Sure, those are around.
It can be you. See, I don't like saying it is a directed energy weapon because it's not. I would say it can be used as one. Definitely not to shoot down a missile. Let's get that out the fucking way now. This thing would not have precision like that. It'd be able to maybe aim at something, and it's visual, but yeah, it's not blowing shit up or it's
Okay.
Do you think that would be possible to use?
To do what?
Kill everyone in an embassy.
Not from space. You'd use a ground-based system for that. A lot less energy, a lot more compact, easier to conceal. Because the space-based
you wouldn't be able to see it.
Well, space-based system, you would be able to. The amount of energy you'd have to pump into the thing to get it to do anything at such range, and then you have like collimation issues and dispersal and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you wouldn't see it though. Matter of fact, if you were to see it, all you would probably see is a ring in the sky, in the clouds, or in a moisture column. So it would look like the same thing you see in a flashlight in a dark room. You would see the effects of its physical aspects of it, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I mean is, it's just much more efficient to place it locally or close by the target rather than trying to shoot it through the atmosphere or at super long ranges.
What about to take out a power plant?
Just bomb the thing.
What if you don't want anyone to know who did it?
I'm not really sure how you would do that. Like, what are you trying to do with the power plant? You have to take it apart.
No,
okay.
All you gotta do is
how?
Dismantle it.
How?
By melting all the fucking computer components to the control system of it.
Okay.
By blowing up its transistor field. The field, to fill the transistors.
That's no such thing as a transistor field.
Motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about.
I think what you're talking about is like generating an electromagnetic pulse, right? An EMP or something like that.
No, because because I know what the space-based solar is,
right.
And I know what it is being back.
Yeah,
so
microwaves.
Yeah, so it
That's
definitely
an
wouldn't be an
EMP.
EMP.
Well,
Is
it
it?
would. Yes, space-based solar is not. Well, it's not a pulse, right? So it's a continuous stream
No.
of power.
Yeah.
And the problem with
You're right. Holy shit.
microwaves is collimation. So how do you generate a beam of sufficient narrowness on such a low frequency at such large ranges? And it would be a very difficult problem to try and collimate it. And by the way, microwaves usually just heat stuff up. They don't generate a very powerful pulse that penetrates.
Well, especially because it doesn't pulse.
Yeah. So
That is
the reason why an EMP works in the first place is because it's very, very, very short, and therefore
power.
the instantaneous power output is extremely high.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
like
couldn't actually
volts.
sustain it. Yeah, you couldn't sustain it.
Well, then how? Well, see, the issue I'm having with what you're saying is the power and output of the space base not being enough. But if they planned on using it, that's essentially what they do. They'd send that beam to a
Sure.
receiving station or what we call
So
solar farms.
for space-based solar, if you're talking about, they were typically planning on using very large areas of antennas that would basically serve as one giant antenna. But we're talking square miles of antennas.
Oh yeah, these are for people that don't know what we're talking about. If you've ever seen a solar farm, these would be the sites they do set this up on. But imagine the array of solar panels. These antennas he's talking about, they would need the same amount of area. So vast fucking desert would be just filled with a bunch of antennas.
And it wouldn't be. I mean, you could concentrate it reasonably well, but yeah, it would look weird, and the power density would not be very high. And if you try to collimate it into a narrow beam, like you would get atmospheric effects. Like if any bird got in the way, it would probably get cooked very fast.
And that is actually one of the issues they're having. Not so much an issue because this is actually something that happens. What you just described with the birds is something that actually happens due to the same topic.
Similar,
So,
yeah. Concentrated solar power, yeah.
Yeah. And one of the biggest issues they're having with is consolidating that beam, because the same thing that happened to that bird essentially would happen to a commercial plane that flies through the beam. So that's an issue they're worried about. I know that's a big issue they're actually worried about, because anything that would interfere with this beam for any fucking reason, it wouldn't be a pleasant situation for anything. Anybody would probably be if a person's involved.
Yeah. So I don't think that kind of a direct energy weapon is really practicable. It's much more practicable to use like literally just a laser if you just want to blow shit up.
And they're getting there. They're getting there. They're
Yeah,
definitely getting there.
Although not yet practical to put on a space-based like a vehicle, like a satellite. But putting it on a ship, definitely practical at this point.
Oh, they do. Ships, helicopters, not fighter jets.
Helicopters and any kind of like small vehicles, the power output is going to be fairly
Hummers.
limited. But it is usable, I guess, for like intercepting maybe small missiles and stuff like that. Not very far reaching.
Drones, communication towers, shit like that. Yeah, they're not taking out tanks yet. I've seen tests where they can take out a tank. Not take out. How do you explain that? They penetrated the tank enough to disable it. But to do so, this was not, like you said, it's not from a helicopter one, base or mounted one, or a Hummer drone mounted one. It was a very concentrated test. So it was
just trying to burn through armor.
Yeah, exactly. Just to show it's what it can do. They are fucking good. I mean, that's not the issue. They're just not replacing any modern.
Is it better than the weapons we have already? Because
exactly.
Thing is, if you point a laser, a giant laser thing that is the size of a truck, and beam out a tank for half a minute or a minute to disable the tank, like you can just literally point a gun at it, fire, and the thing will be over in 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But I think what people should acknowledge, and you definitely do, I can tell, where they've come with with direct energy weapons is monumental compared to where we were 30 years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. If we're taking out drones, probably the best tool, because drones are cheap, so you need something cheaper to take them out, because otherwise you're just going to die on the economics of war.
Exactly. And that is the primary, and see, that's the practical and the worry, right? They originally came out for drones. Coast Guard bought a few because they can take out fucking dinghies really well. But I'm more worried about when they start figuring out how to pack more power into smaller units, because that's when they become dangerous. And then here's the part is even better, because they are so direct. I think there's less casualties of war using lasers.
Possibly, yeah, definitely less than with explosives. Yeah.
To me, I think it'd be better. But at the same time, they have the situations where they can be used for bad. They're not like it's not.
Yeah, there is always that worry about, like, we have a new capability here, so we try and make it more precise, but at the same time, it also gives more power to potential bad guys.
Yeah, that's always a big worry. Man, there's so much. I want to get into. We're going to do topics about these few things we've been talking about, because those are really big, good topics I like talking about. Specifically, I think we've done this kind of before with the advanced military technology and what's used currently compared and all that stuff. But I think we were
perhaps, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was talking more about like skunk works. I think we touched a little bit into the cloaking stuff, but I mean, that's nothing compared to the real advancement that they're doing now.
Okay. I mean, I think the best advancement and the most powerful thing that's going to be going on right now is having a better integrated battlefield and having the ability to more efficiently exchange information between units and have better coordination. And also, of course, I think the large thing that's going to be coming in the next 10 to 20 years is AI drone swarms. That's going to be killer.
Oh my! I'm going to say this: they already have them.
That's the thing, is they're starting to appear. Well, the U.S. currently has an ongoing development program to deploy some sort of a system, but Ukraine is already starting, and Russia as well, I think, they're already starting to deploy them, and they're getting extremely advanced. Obviously, war is a catalyst for technological progress, but it's starting to be suspected. I don't think it's been sort of officially announced yet, because you obviously don't want to give the adversary an edge, but there are suspicions that an AI enhancement is making its way into drones, to the point where the drones are starting to get not largely, but to a degree, autonomous, to where you basically just instead of literally just guiding the drone to the target, you just designate a target and the thing will prosecute the target in whatever way it needs to.
I know. I'm happy you brought that up, because I remember talking about this years ago. And I've actually seen it in mainstream, them talking about it. They were talking about autonomous, what do you call them? Tip of my tongue. Fighter pilot.
Okay.
Fighter pilot escorts. AI
right,
escorts.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be badass. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find a picture real quick, because that was actually badass to fucking
Yes, I know. There was a plan for a supplementary fighter to assist an F-35. Like the F-35, basically, you have a bunch of buddies that could send forward to fight for it. There is that, but what I'm talking about is more like the networked low-level drones or small drone technology is stuff that could conceivably make things like the main battle tank obsolete. Because if you have 100 tanks and the enemy has 10,000 drones, each with an RPG capable of independently targeting and operating, like you literally just release the swarm of 10,000 drones and tell them, this area you got to patrol, and if you find a target that looks like the enemy, engage it.
Boom.
There's no amount of tanks you can throw at the problem to get through that swarm of drones.
And then this is another scary thing. AI fighter jets. This is the first one ever. It was an F-16.
Sure. I mean, there's plenty of F-16 airframes out there, so they're usually going to be modifying existing airframes to try stuff out on.
Well, aren't those like those are like the jets that like just will forever be, right? Like there will always be a F-16.
I don't know. Maybe it was a very popular airframe, and it's still being built. But yeah, it is definitely a very highly refined airframe, as in like from the aerodynamic perspective. It's more a matter of at this point, like the difference between the F-16 that flew in 1978 and the F-16 that's coming off the assembly line now. Although they look superficially similar, internally they are completely different. They're like completely different guts. So the aerodynamics was sound back in 1978. That was a good design. So why not just fill it with new stuff, new tech?
Yeah, just use the shell.
Yes, exactly. And it's the same thing with the tanks that you were talking about. Like, yes, the M1 Abrams that came out in, what was the first version? Like 1986 or something was the first M1 variants. And yeah, they are quite different these days internally.
Yeah, no, we're going to do it now, Tex. We're going to go ahead and end this one out. I am now getting hungry, and I don't want to wear out all these topics we're talking about the last 10 minutes because each thing we talked about was a whole stream in itself, and I don't want to keep going into it. I want to use it as a good no one wants to talk about maglivs. God damn it. I just saw your message.
How come you can have autistic hobbies, but I can't?
You can. You just got to do it at the beginning of at the beginning of a stream. At the end.
Okay, Sean. Okay.
At the beginning. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Next stream, I will go, hey Tex, do you want to talk about maglivs?
No, you literally said you were like, oh, I want to make sure I remember all these things that I want to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So I sent you the things that you wanted to talk about so you could remember. That's why it says reminder.
It does say reminder right there. Thank you. That's really good. Well, thank you for reading it to me.
I'm over here playing the good secretary.
I'm happy you found your glasses.
Never please them.
Oh, you can. So we're gonna go and wrap this up. Thank you, Totoro. Did you want to wrap it up with saying anything at all?
Absolutely. Great stuff. Great talking to you. See you next time.
Yep. I appreciate it, sir. Tex, I don't know why, but do you want to go ahead and say something before we end it out?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I will be here I'll be somewhere. I'm not going anywhere after this. So I'll be able to yell at you, tell you everything you did wrong today. Let me see.
I look forward to it.
I know you do. It's the fun part. Okay, guys, we get the fuck out of here. I think I think I have a little something to say before I go. I think I do. Pretty sure I do. I don't think I do. No, I don't. I really don't have anything to say. I'm literally just going to end it. That's it.
If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science. It doesn't make a difference how beautiful your guess is. It doesn't make a difference how smart you are who made the guess or what his name is. If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. mission. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Vanko. I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, you know I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. I'm a baddie, she bad, but she totally nice. Nails are blue and her toes feel like white. They compete me with y'all at the soul for my leg. He knew it for sure, but he left with a why.